And may the Schwartz be with you.
Yes? I'm trying to find the Turbo Man doll.
Me too, me too.
Do you have any more in the back? What?
And may the...
What did I say?
These guys are looking for a Turbo Man?
A Turbo Man doll, yes.
They're looking for Turbo Man.
Hey, everybody! These two are looking for a Turbo Man!
Shut up, man!
Now, what's so funny?
Where have you guys been? Turbo Man's only the hottest selling Christmas toy ever. You know what? We got plenty of Turbo Man's faithful saber-tooth tiger booster.
Where's your Christmas spirit?
The rumors are true. We have received a small quantity of the action figure known as Turbo Man. I am not going to ask you people to be quiet again. Do you hear me? If you're not one of the lucky few, we have plenty of Turbo Man's faithful pet tiger booster in stock.
We don't want it! We don't want it!
You know what? Nobody likes you, Booster.
I really love about being here is the families that are here. Here we see
We got plenty of Turbo Man's faithful saber-tooth tiger booster.
Means when I think about Xbox, I'm going to think about quality games. We have work to do there. We haven't done our best work over the last few years.
I'm trying to use the phone!
Enough from me. We're gonna have the games do our talking.
And what's up, everybody? It's Mr. Grindsboard. It's just 7780 here with another Gaming Grindhouse episode 16 in. Man, oh man, oh man. Enough from me. Let the games do the talking has never rang so true than today. And I'm here with my wonderful co-host, Mr. Frogs Dope Gaming. How you doing, Frogs?
Man, I've been chilling, man. Just been playing games and trying to beat as many as I can before some of the bigger games come out. But I've been enjoying gaming, man.
Yeah, man, that's what it's all about. And we're gonna be having the wonderful guest J-Dub City, Mr. Dubs himself, will be joining us soon, and he'll be here for the Grindsboard and possibly the GrindsTable. And shout out to all the grinders that jumped on in Buck Roger, number 1, Neil, True, Dylan Rafferty, Jedi Johnny, Sam CTM, Blue Rezome, Nick, what's up? How you guys doing? Oh, and here, I thought I saw him. Where did he go? Where did he go? There's Jemiah Dixon. There he is. What's up, man? Ryan Lands, how you doing? Jamal King, yo, what's up? Yo, it's going to be a wild time, man. Wild time. We got Booster in the building. Or Nobody Likes You, Booster. And we got Turbo Time, baby. Gaming with JR, how you doing? And guys, you know what? Hit that like button. And know what? Hit that sub button. Because last week, we had a bunch of new subs. And actually, they started popping up. So my widget was working. So if you're new here, hit that sub button. And let me know that you hit the sub button so I can know if my widget works or not. So please, join the Grindhouse. It's a wild ride, and we're going to have some fun. What's up, Brian V? How you doing? Welcome, everybody in. Shout out to everybody coming on in. So the first thing we're going to start with the Frogs, what he started talking about, is the games that he's been playing. So, Frogs, what have you beaten? Yo, buddy Cactus, what's up? So, Frogs, what have you played so far?
So, let's see. I beat the Broken Outriders game.
Oh.
Yeah, I did beat that. Recently, let's see what else I've purchased. Not purchased, I'm sorry. I should say beat.
Beat it.
What else have I beat? I've been playing a lot of like little smaller games here and there, so I'm trying to remember the ones I beat recently. I did beat was one of the free games they gave us. What's that called? Ash. Remnants from the Ashes. I beat that.
Oh, okay.
Recently. Actually, I almost platinum that game. I only have one more trophy to get a platinum in it. It just seems like I don't know if that trophy is broken or what it is. I beat Ratchet. I beat Ratchet and Clank.
Oh, nice. You know what? We'll talk about that. I want to go finish that too.
Beat that one. I've been playing Hunt the Showdown. Really cool
Yes,
game.
I saw you been playing that. I had that game. Yeah. I got to play it with you. I play that thing because I had that game. It is definitely an interesting game, yeah.
Very interesting and very unique. I think, when I play that game and I think about what it's doing, I'm thinking that, and I know we'll talk about Returnal. I think there's some things that it has in common, with a lot of games, permadeath. Like once you're dead, your character's dead, you got to start over. And some people don't like that, but some people, I think that, are like, it's not as bad as you think because you learn. Basically, if you die, it's because you died because it was your mistake. And that's basically it. What else have I been playing? Let's see, on my Switch, I haven't really been playing too much Switch stuff. Just having
whatever your name is,
since the last
get ready for the big surprise.
Mario Collection. So I really haven't been playing too much Switch stuff. It's not that they don't have games I want to play. I just right now I'm kind of like I'm kind of clearing through some of my games that I wanted to beat.
Yeah.
And then on Xbox, when I'm on there, I'm dabbing in Game Pass a little bit to try to see if there's anything that I don't own, which is hard for me as a true gamer. You tend to own a lot of stuff, and I have a big collection of Xbox, or I should just say games on Xbox. I'm probably close to 400. So I think the more I look at Game Pass, I think that it's cool, but I don't think it's for the person who owns a lot of games.
Yeah,
I think it's for the person who doesn't own a lot of games, who hasn't invested in Xbox. Like I told my friend, he got an Xbox, the Series S. And I told him, I said, hey, you got a Series S, and he has a PS5. And I was like, hey, don't buy any games, just Game Pass it. And he's like, is that the best deal? I said, yeah, because you're not invested in the Xbox, just Game Pass it. For him, that's a great deal because he doesn't own it, and he gets to play a lot of their exclusives. And
yeah.
But for me, the guy who owns 400 games, I don't think that's a great idea.
Same, yeah.
People if you're invested in Xbox, I don't see why you would need to really Game Pass, If you truly are a person who is invested in Xbox and you buy their first party games, which are far and here in between, why Game Pass it? And the reason I say that is because
have you tried the baseball on there?
I didn't.
That's one of the topics we have is the
I didn't
MLB.
try it. I didn't try it. I have last year's baseball.
Jamal asked if you played Cobra Kai yet. I've been hearing a lot about that, man. I
didn't play Cobra Kai.
It takes like clips from the movie.
Yeah,
from
I
love
it. I love that TV series.
No, it's a great awesome
TV series. But I have not played Cobra Kai. I can honestly say I probably didn't really have an interest in it.
Mm-hmm. It's a cool beat 'em up from what I heard, man.
Yeah, even if it was in Game Pass, I just don't have. I don't have it.
It just needs a Joe. I don't understand how they missed out on the Joe Esposito. You're the best around. You're the best around. Yo, if it had that in the soundtrack, I'll buy that game. Just be playing that all over. I'll just do it on Spotify while I play that game the whole time. But man, you just gotta have the Joe Esposito song.
I think some of these games are kind of like a little bit too late. Like that Cobra Kai.
I don't know. It definitely looks like it's like one of those beat 'em up things. But yeah, I would definitely. I heard some stuff about that. So what I've been doing. I just beat the boss. I was doing it actually on the stream. One of the streams I was doing. I beat the Ratchet and Clank. Not Ratchet and Clank. I'm sorry. What is it? The Crash Bandicoot. So I beat the new one. And then I definitely want to go finish Ratchet and Clank. I've been actually, because of all this Sony Mania for the last couple of weeks, the Days Gone talk, I went back to Days Gone, and now I'm up in the north, and I'm doing the Psycho Camp. And yeah, man, it's wild, man. Days Gone is I really like that game. It is definitely long, but man, the environment and stuff that it creates, and the danger that you have while you're in the Wild, man. I was just driving my bike, and these wolves came out of anywhere, legitimately scared the shit out of me. And I'm like, whoa, like, and then just standing there, you just hear the freakers, you just hear them, and then you get the zombie bear that comes out of nowhere. Dude, yo, what's up, Gaming Persona? How you doing, man? Yo, Impatient. What's up? But, man, I've been going through that.
Yeah,
man.
I platinum.
Oh, yeah, you
Days
platinum that
Gone.
shit, man. That's
yeah,
crazy.
I was in love with that game when it came out. And, you know, for the amount of people that said they had, like, the bugs, I don't actually think that people had bugs that they say they had. I personally think that a lot of people went with what reviewers are saying, and they didn't even play it. I guarantee a lot of people who said, "Oh, it had bugs, they didn't have the bugs because, like, in my whole playthrough to the platinum, I had maybe 2 bugs. And here's the thing, and I'm gonna be honest with you.
What's my thing?
Not one time did I, during the time I was playing Days Gone, did I have any bugs on the level of like a Cyberpunk. Never.
Yeah. Oh my God.
You know?
Yeah, you're right. Like nothing really at the Cyberpunk.
Never.
Let me go up that hill.
But I've heard people say, "Oh man, that game was this, and that game was that." Some of the characters, you know, it's kind of. I think that game was something that I wish it had a sequel.
Get to the plot.
And I think that not having a sequel is probably just. I think that Sony would learn from that if they're not going to produce a sequel. Like that game could have came off, you know, really well with the team that learned how to build that gaming world.
Yeah,
they really could. It could have been their new big. Big kind of like the Uncharted and
yeah, I know we talked about
it.
Yeah, and I know we talked about it last week about it, but you know, one of the things, and I think actually I said it on this stream, was one of the things, and know what's funny is that I streamed this after we spoke on Monday, but one of the things I wanted to address was like I remember when Sony was like, well, let our studios make multiple games, like you know they did it with Last of Us and Uncharted, and you know having their studios maybe. They said, hey, Days Gone 2, let's not greenlight this right now. Work on a new game because that's what they said they're working on. We know that's confirmed. They're working on something new or something different. It could be Days Gone 2. But what happens if it's another IP? Maybe it's Siphon Filter. Maybe it's something brand new. And then Sony says, you know what? Maybe a couple years from now, they come back and revisit Days Gone 2 later in the PlayStation's lifetime, like PlayStation 5 lifetime. The thing is that they got this IP right now. They got it. They see that people want it. And you know what? It's one of those IPs that they could just bring back. Maybe they didn't want to piggyback a 1 and a 2. Maybe they said, do 1, let it sit there, let it stir, let us put it on PC, let us build the audience for this one, do something else. When that comes out, now go back to Days Gone 2. You know, you never know. Like, you know, people just say it was not greenlit. At the time, it wasn't greenlit. Maybe they didn't want to do a back-to-back of Days Gone 1, Days Gone 2, and kind of wear it out and say, now we're done.
I honestly think that maybe, like, you're right, because I think that when you look at games, most games really do hit their stride. Like, the part 1, you're kind of learning. Part 2, you kind of, like, I won't say mastered it, but you've almost mastered it.
Yeah.
And then by part 3, you're like, you are the true master of this game, you know, because I look at games like God of War, you know, and most of the time, the second game to a sequel or to a series is usually the better one because you learn. But sometimes the third one is the best one. Look at Devil May Cry. Devil May Cry 1, they were learning. Devil May Cry 2, they just said, super easy, here you go. And the Devil May Cry 3, it was like, to me, it's perfected. And, you know, it's the opposite with Ninja Gaiden. I think Ninja Gaiden 1 was really good. Ninja Gaiden 2 was, like, perfected. And Ninja Gaiden 3, they were like, we don't know what we want to do with this game, but we want to do something. And same with Mass Effect. Mass Effect 1 was the start. Mass
Effect 2 was the best one, yeah.
It was Mass Effect 2's perfection, and Mass Effect 3 is kind of like, okay, we just closing out this series. And I think that when you look at certain games, like, unless you tool that series, like, for instance, like a Gears of War, I think they really should have stopped at 3 and just made something else, because I think that it's boring now. You know, you're like, oh my gosh.
You just do 1, 2, 3. Yeah, if you just keep going back
like
and
1,
back.
2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
Plus Judgment. We're sick. I'm sick of seeing Gears of War. Kind of like, you know, it'd be different if it was like, you know, Uncharted to me is a little different than Gears of War, because Uncharted was a story based, not multiplayer, but because I guess Gears has such a big multiplayer component to it, I think it'd even work that they could just do a Gears of War multiplayer component by itself and then really flesh out the story later. Because I think that most people, from what I read, then they plays Gears for the multiplayer. I always play Gears for the story. Some people play Call of Duty for the story.
Yeah,
I
do
never play
both.
Call of Duty for the story.
I play
I
both.
play Call of Duty for the multiplayer.
Yeah.
And it's every year. I don't care what their story is. It could be trash. I just want to know how the multiplayer plays. So I guess tomato.
And maybe they let him
guess,
simmer. Maybe they just let, like somebody wrote in the chat. CT, I think it was who was it? Somebody just said
sometimes you gotta let games.
Sam said it. Maybe they just wanted it to simmer down and stuff like that, and just let it get out there. They put it on. Like, obviously, they don't want to kill the IP, because I don't think they would put it on PC and grow it.
I think that they're not going to kill this IP, because I think they know that if they needed to come back to it, they could always revisit it.
Yeah, and that's why all the grinders and everybody on Twitter, keep letting them know that you want this game, and let them know that that.
But
that you're interested in it.
Here's how I look at it. It's a good idea for them to say, "Here's a new IP," because now they have a new IP. They can say, "Well, we got Days Gone for our IP. Now we got this other new IP. Let's say this IP works or it doesn't really work. They can always go back to Days Gone.
Exactly.
But,
yeah. Maybe they just didn't want to piggyback on. Okay, well, remember Days Gone 1? Well, here's Days Gone 2, and it's just like, okay, well, I just did this a couple of years ago. I'm like, I feel like they didn't evolve this that much from the last one. Like, I feel like I'm just doing more of the same, and that's always a thing. So maybe they let the technology build. Maybe, like somebody wrote, shout out to BitCloud Gaming. What's up, man? How you doing? Oh, and Ravenflow, what's up? Yo, and shout out to Salty, man. Everything went well with his surgery. Good luck to him. Salty's hanging in there. He's recovering. So shout out to Salty where you are, man. We tried to hold it down on Salty's podcast. Wooly did an awesome job. Shout out to Wooly and Chris and Kofi. We did streaming the best we can, playing and podcasting at the same time, which is hard as hell. But, just not to derail other stuff, I really want to shout out to Salty. I'm glad he's doing better and hang in there, man. And the grinders are here, man.
Most definitely.
Yeah. But yeah, so the thing is, too, Ravenflow saying, so you don't know, like, the thing is that, what's the siren? They want to derail. They got the siren. Here we go. There you go, Ravenflow. There it is. Ravenflow, you want an entrance? He wants the siren. There you go, Ravenflow. You ruined. I had to do the siren for Ravenflow because he requested it. So, by request. That's funny because I used to DJ, man. My friend used to always even when nobody requested the song, he would always say by request, so nobody would complain saying I don't want to hear this. And it's like, well, somebody here requested it, but he would always say by request, so nobody would, even though nobody said it. Anyway, little sneak peek in DJing. Just go by request, so nobody comes up and says, "What the hell are you playing, DJ?" It's like, hey, by request. But anyway, there's a tip. But so maybe they are making this game, back burner, maybe at the time. And I know the writers left and they went somewhere else, and Jeff guy, part of Sony Mania, and then the other guy that came in talking about only pay full price for games and stuff. Hey, man. You never know, but you're right. Sony has the IP. They're sitting on it. And you know what? Sony just, maybe they just let their stuff simmer and gain an appreciation and an audience and then come out bigger and better than ever in the next one. Or they don't come out and they let them do something else. So we'll see what they're working on. But yeah, I went back and started playing it, man. I tell you, it is an awesome game. It's huge. It's long. And pause. Sorry. But it is good.
Yeah, I was about to say, wait a minute now. What are we talking
about? Now I'm gonna hit the fucking sirens. Oh shit!
Man, it's huge, it's long.
It's huge and it's long. Oh damn!
Wow. What's really going on?
Oh shit! What the hell? It's not. We're not even at the Grindsboard.
Wait, are we on the right podcast? You sure we're not on Press Start, Alex?
Oh shit! No, we're not going that way, man. That's just not good for kids. Oh yeah.
hey. Alex, man, knows Alex.
Dude,
he
man.
said some stuff. I'm like, whoa.
Stop it.
That's a whole pause.
That's a full pause. That is a full Arnold pause and Arnold scream. But anyway, so I did the Days Gone, and then what else I was doing? I think, what the hell else? I forget what
I'm
the
happy
hell
you're
played.
playing. I'm happy you're playing through Days Gone, and because and just not to go off the subject, but I kind of feel like since I've been on, YouTube and watching, I stay with the bigger podcasts and some of the smaller guys, basically the people in the community. that I know, and I got to know the names I know, the people who support our comments, the people who support our chats, is people who go like, to the Weapon Wheels or Press Starts or,
Yeah.
Grown Woman Gaming or the Low Arn Lords. Basically, the people who are in that tight knit community.
Yeah, that kite group, yeah.
One thing I'm going to say is like, there are a lot of people who really do game, no matter where they are. They play their games.
Mm-hmm.
And I've met them. They're my friends. There's some great people, man. And then there's some people who are just here for just the tomfoolery. And okay, great. That's great for entertainment.
Yes.
But the reason I say I'm happy you're playing that game, because I do feel there are a lot of people who they just watched a review of A Days Gone, and they were like, up trash. Same with Cyberpunk, up trash, and they didn't even play it.
Yeah.
Like, I put 100 hours plus.
Yeah, you piled through that thing. I'm not touching that until they get the updates.
And here's the thing: have I beat Cyberpunk? No. I can go beat Cyberpunk right now. It's not that it's not a bad game. It's just that there's so many elements of that game that they had so many ideas and they're so well done, but they're just not. They didn't have the tools to really just tighten it down and say, maybe this game shouldn't come out to the end of next year. Or maybe this game shouldn't come out to summer of 2021. You see what I'm saying? Like, if they just took time and and just said, screw this game comes out, and I think and I'm gonna be honest, I think a lot of developers have learned from this. When they look at Cyberpunk, you can't do what they did. If you do what they did, you're gonna fail. You're gonna fail.
Well, they got all googly eyes over the pre-orders.
Yeah. If your game is broken, it's not gonna do well. I mean, I think that a tragedy is, like when I look at Outriders, the servers are broken, not necessarily.
They're still broke?
See,
I skipped Outriders because I didn't like the demo. I skipped it.
I beat Outriders and I deleted it. That's what I think about it.
Oh,
I wasn't gonna torment myself with going through that game, constantly getting disconnected from a server, and I enjoyed it. And the in-game stuff that they had, I was enjoying it, but constantly getting kicked from servers, I couldn't take it anymore. And so I was like, you know what? This is just not for me. But
what's hilarious, Frog, I don't interrupt you, but
when I hear people that are going back to playing games that they heard may have not been reviewed well, and they're playing them now, they're like, holy crap, this is really, because Days Gone at launch wasn't broken.
It wasn't broken for me. I never had the issues. It wasn't really broken.
Yeah. I had 2 bugs through the whole game, and I platinumed it. And that's not saying that other people won't have bugs, but the way people talked about Days Gone was like it had like Cyberpunk bugs. It never did.
Red Dead Redemption had bugs in it. Like GTA, like all these open world games have bugs. Like they're freaking open world games. Like they're gonna have it. But like the thing is like I never really had the experiences with Days Gone, and I was really surprised how low it scored. But I played it at PAX that year, and I knew I wanted to play it because I played it before. Right. The release came out. I did the Horde mode, and I did
same
the
with
thing.
Ghost of Tsushima. When I saw Ghost of Tsushima, I knew I wanted.
Oh, that I knew. Which, by the way, shout out. I did play. I shout out with Audible and Erica. We played. We did streaming. Erica streamed it. We played multiplayer. We did the Horde mode on Nightmare.
Nice.
Yes, they're higher levels than me. I was and I unfortunately I loaded myself up with the gypsy dust. I didn't have the friggin' arrows. I had to load up. I was throwing friggin' gypsy potions at everybody. Like I'm like this is just. I'm like nah. I needed to load up my arrows.
I'm gonna tell you, man, that multiplayer was such a surprise, and I think it was such a well kept secret, and I think that if anything, and like I said, I don't want to bust into another subject, but I think if anything that Microsoft mostly can learn from what Sony's doing in their gaming division. What I mean by that is like, let your Gears of War team try another game. Let Coalition make something else.
Paul went out for Gears Pop. It wasn't on the Grindsboard, but Gears Pop is done. That was a game by the Coalition.
Is done with Halo
I get
Infinite.
sniped here. Son of a bitch.
Let them sit there and keep Halo Infinite alive, but let them work on something else. Let them work on a completely new franchise. And I really would love to see some of their teams just make something different.
Yeah.
Well,
they call the Coalition, and maybe they make I don't know. That's an interesting thing to see what they do.
It'd be interesting because I think Naughty Dog is going to be Sony's first studio. It's going to be like a 3-tier developer. Like they're going to have the Uncharted, they're gonna have their Last of Us, and they're gonna have that new sci-fi game. And so that's like 3 franchises
That's what,
they make.
and you know what? I do think that is a really good approach, because instead of naming your studio a name of the IP that it's only going to work on,
yes,
you know, hint hint. Like, it's nice to have multiple IPs that are successful that you could go back and forth, and I think they've seen the success of Naughty Dog, and maybe that's what they want to do.
Same with Insomniac.
Insomniac, yeah, exactly. Making them do Spider-Man and then doing Ratchet. Even though they did Miles Morales, they didn't go like,
oh my gosh, man.
Now you only work on Spider-Man games.
No, they're like, hey, what do you guys want to work on? I think
friggin' a brand new Ratchet and Clank, which that will be the main topic, because that thing is friggin' awesome.
And that's what I feel, and then I'll leave it at this with Days Gone. Hopefully,
what's up, J-Boss?
Because we're not getting a sequel as we know right now, hopefully whatever that next IP is, it kicks this studio into overdrive, and we're like, yo, this studio actually is, a great studio.
Because remember, this was their first big game from when they were making PSP games. Like, this is their first
and for their
big
first
game for a console, nonetheless.
For their first game, I think this was really good. They did a lot. I think that, it wasn't as well received because a lot of, and I know we're going to get into Returnal talk, and I can't wait to get there, because I got some opinions about not just the game, but these reviewers. Oh man, I'm gonna blow a gasket.
All right, we'll go. We're gonna move ahead. We got you.
Yeah, what I'll say is, hopefully now people receive their next game even better. Hopefully,
that's right. Well, with that, so what we played and all that stuff, we're gonna go right to the Grindsboard, because we got some topics and Frog's alluding to some of them. So with that, everybody, let's go to the Grindsboard. Where the hell's my Grindsboard? Is this it? There we go. And here are the topics. Woo! A happy number 5. We're going to do 5 topics. Here we go. There may be some others. We'll throw them in. But we got MLB The Show 21 reviews. We got EA Games. Got frames per second booster. Where's booster? Booster. And then games with fool's gold. Yet again, Microsoft doesn't fail to impress anybody. Like, there you go again. Fool's gold. I still, man, that they get. We'll get into that topic. That shouldn't take too long. And then the Dragon Quest Builders 2 to Game Pass. I think that's coming in May. It's a good game. Game Pass.
That's a good game.
And then the biggest topic that we're going to talk about. It's enough of me about the games. PS5 games, R&R, baby. Returnal and Ratchet. That's going to be the main topic. And hopefully J-Dubs comes on in for that one. Shout out to over 65 people watching. Hit that like button. Woo! I got them all greeted, goddammit. We're ready to go. All right, so MLB The Show 21 reviews. Frog didn't download it. It was in Game Pass. This is the first time that the MLB The Show is everywhere. And it was funny because last week I think they had some new reviews that came in. And basically it was like... it was hitting around 75, 76. I think right now it actually started moving up. It only had a couple of reviews at the time. But let me take a look. I think MLB The Show came in. And I think some of the biggest complaints were that it's kind of the same as last year. Certain things like Crater Park, you can't play at night. It's sitting right now at a 70. Oh, goodness gracious. It's sitting at a 78, which is damn low for this show,
basically, it doesn't even look like...
It doesn't look like next gen either. Generation. You're right.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I thought so when I was looking at the videos and stuff. Let's see. Xbox. Oh, so Xbox is at 80 with 5 critics.
Year's.
Yeah, you have last year's. Because I did see the videos.
Last year's was good.
Yeah, it didn't look as... and the PlayStation 5 is at 78. But know what I thought was interesting, too? Well, I guess Sony provided the review copies, but like 26 critic reviews for the show on PlayStation, and then on Xbox, it got 5 critic reviews. And what's funny is that the user score there is a 7.3. These user scores are fucking stupid as hell. And then the PlayStation 5 is a 4.8. I think these
only got
user
5
scores.
critic scores on Xbox.
Yeah. That's
I don't know what's up with that. Usually Xbox has the more reviews.
Well, because probably Sony Studio made it. Maybe Sony just provided review copies to the PlayStation. But you actually, Probably the reason why is that it does run better on the PlayStation 5 than Xbox. Oh, shit. Now I'm going to hit my friggin' horns. Another one, Frog. Sabotage! Where are they? Where's Arnold? Arnold, tell them. Arnold.
You have me right.
I don't go by
Con
those user
thieves,
scores. When you got
degenerates,
100
lowlifes,
people
thugs,
that
criminals.
Gave it a 4. I don't agree with that. I think a lot
Dude,
of those.
I'm going to tell you right now how you fix Metacritic user scores. Right now, Grinders, you hear it right here. Get rid of the number. Have people just write comments in it. So when you click on the score, just have people write like a comment board. Don't let them put a number up there. There you go.
What?
Fixed.
I believe if you want to be able to put a user score in there, you have to log in with your PlayStation, your Xbox
Or that either.
account.
That's the bed. That's the other way.
That's the
right.
only way, and it will verify, hey, that this user logged in and he actually purchased the game.
You're right.
I don't think you should be able to just write something up there because a lot of this stuff is frivolous. It's stupid.
It is dumb.
The
whole school, the whole like score thing is stupid. R&R, baby. That's right. 2 R's, baby. R&R. Racks and relaxation. Rest and relaxation, or Returnal and Ratchet. We'll be talking about that. But yeah, so anybody who played the baseball game, I didn't play baseball. I got the MLB 19. That's enough for me. If I ever want to play Home Run Derby. And, but yeah, do they think Sony sabotaged them and all this other stuff? It is the one, the lower reviewing the shows, but I could probably tell you this. This is probably what happened, and then we'll move on from the show. MLB came in there flexing, going, you want to keep our license, you got to make it multi-plat. But we want it to come out in a year, like it has to be the next year or so. Pandemic, you also have to make it on multi-platforms and across a new generation of devices. Dude, it was a perfect storm. They just phoned it in. Mm-hmm. They basically just said, hey, same characters, up the res, add some feature hokey dokey, and we'll call it a day. And that's kind of what they did.
I agree.
They had a perfect storm of next generation, COVID, and and having to make a multi-platform game amidst that whole stuff. So shout out to them. Hopefully they make the next game better. And I got to ask you this. Whoever got MLB The Show on Game Pass, you pre-order an MLB The Show 22? Yeah? No?
Probably not.
Yes? Because, I never would play a baseball game if I never played it in Game Pass. So you pre-order the next one? Probably not. Yeah. Anyway, and also, too, one other thing about the Game Pass thing. I heard Jaffe talking about, how he discovered Dirt 5 on Game Pass. And if it wasn't for Game Pass, I discovered Dirt 5. This is a side grinds. If it wasn't for Game Pass, I never would discover Dirt 5. Even though there's been 5 of them, I never played any of them. But Game Pass made me play Dirt 5. Yeah, you played it? You liked it? You going to pre-order Dirt 6? Or you going to wait for that fucking shit to go to the Game Pass,
Obviously, he wasn't a fan of Dirt.
Period. Yeah, there's 5 of them, and it took Game Pass to get him to play Dirt 5. That's great. But let me ask you a question. Are you going to pre-order and buy Dirt 6? Probably not. And they're probably not going to buy the Show 22, especially since it's in Game Pass. And if it's not in Game Pass, they're going to be pissed. Because they're like, well, the last one's in Game Pass. Why is this one not in Game Pass? So enjoy what you built. This is the house that you're building. This is the type of gamer that you're trying to shop for. Enjoy.
Yes.
Because this is what we try to say when you have Game Pass. I never would have played this game if it wasn't for Game Pass. That's good. Now, if I turn you into a purchasing customer for the next one, now I win. But how many of those people are turning into purchases of the next version of them or plan on buying the next one? That's the thing. This is, I said, it's chum in the water. Microsoft is throwing chum out there for you Game Pass guys to eat up. And hopefully, maybe some of you guys will bite. Maybe a shark will take a little bite from the chum. That's it. They're chum in the water. Game Pass is chum. Move on. Next topic. There's my little grind for that piece of shit. Anyway, enjoy your baseball. And if you love baseball, pre-order the next one. If that's what Game Pass has turned you into. Speaking of Xbox, we got to talk about Booster. We got Booster. EA Games got the frames per second Booster. So I heard that.
The rumors are true.
Wait.
We have received a small quantity of the action figure known as Turbo Man.
Oh no.
I am not going to ask you people to be quiet again. Do you hear me? If you're not, well, it's a lucky you. We have plenty of Turbo Man's faithful pet tiger Booster.
Oh man. We got Booster in the building. So let's see. We got frames per second Booster, which you know what? The thing is that frames per second Booster. Why am I looking up frames per second Booster? Frames per second Booster on Xbox. They did EA games here, and they just added the EA games, and now we got Battlefield 1. Here it is. Here it be. Here it is. Where is this? Display this horse shit. Here we go. Battlefield 1 on the X is running at 120 frames. Now, we don't have resolutions here, so we don't know what it turns the resolution into. 1080p, 720p. Shit was running at 900p before. Maybe it's like 720p. I don't know. Like, they don't give you the resolutions. But
I think what they said is whatever it ran, from what I was reading, whatever it ran on in the initial system, as far as the Xbox Series S, the Xbox Series S, from what I was reading, it just runs. It can run those in the 120 most of the games, but it just runs at the original resolution.
It runs at so it doesn't drop the resolution on any of these.
As far as I know, it just runs it at that original resolution. So whatever that original resolution was, if it's 720p or whatever, I think that's what it does. Whereas I think the Series X, if it had an X patch, it can run. You know what I'm saying? Like it can run the it can run the Xbox One X patch.
Gotcha
resolution.
With that one. Yeah, because I saw some people playing Titanfall.
That Series S, it just runs whatever the original Xbox can run.
Gotcha. Here are the ones that they had Star Wars Battlefront at 120, Star Wars Battlefront 2, Titanfall 2, 120. The Fallout. Well, we knew about the Bethesda games. They added the Bethesda games last month. So this one they did EA games. Battlefield 1, 4, and 5. 120 hertz. That's great if you have a 120 hertz TV with VRRS and RRRS, like all that stuff. And but yeah, this is I do think it's cool. It's a cool addition that they're doing this. If I had a 120 hertz TV, that would be awesome, because that's the thing. Like, if I purchased a TV and I specifically said I want a 120 hertz TV, right, high refresh rate TV with VRRS, whatever the hell it is, VRRS or VR variable sheet, blah 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 blah, humana. Yeah, if I have that feature and I bought the TV, hey, the more games to support it validates my purchase of the TV. Now I get to see what this TV is capable of. So yes, if I went out and bought a 120 hertz TV, this will be music to my ears, because this is nice, so I could test out the thing on my TV. Because trust me, you're not watching Netflix at 120 frames. You're not watching Hulu at 120 frames. The only shit that's going to be 120 frames for your investment of that TV is going to be gaming. And if you don't have a PC hooked up to it, Xbox Series X and Booster Series S are the next best things to show that TV. So if you invest in that TV, hooray. You're playing Plants and Zombies again.
You know what I kind of feel about these boosts and updates? I guess they kind of like, especially with the EA ones, not as much as the Bethesda ones, the EA ones. The EA ones are kind of made. I wonder if they looked and said, hey, we have X amount of players that are still actively, like, because Battlefield 4 was a weird choice. It's like 120 hertz. Like, who's still really playing Battlefield 4? That? And maybe on the console, maybe there's a big fan base of Battlefield 1, 4, and 5. Like, I think, to me, maybe just my personal opinion, like, I'm just not into the Battlefield franchise. I kind of gave up on them.
Bro, look what they're doing. Look at the thing that I'm showing here. Look
and then
at
the Plants vs. Zombies. It's like, I own those games, and like the lobbies are basically dead. So you made it run at 120. Like, I don't see the point. The single player games I get. The multiplayer games not as much.
Listen,
I don't want in a lot of the EA Play games, to me,
I know what you mean.
In my personal opinion, they're garbage. Unless they're made by BioWare, they're trash. Out of everything that I see on this list, that's just my thing.
Did they have UFC?
Everything I see in this list, the only thing I'm really concerned about is like some of the Bethesda games, like that Fallout 60 frames. I really need that. I don't. And I'm thinking maybe because they own them now, they're like,
Titanfall 2 at 120 would be pretty good.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that game failed. That game flopped.
Well, Frog, this is the thing.
Who is really playing that game? It's been on sale for $5 who's playing that game?
Listen, this is the thing that grinds my gears about this stuff. See
Fallout
this list right here? Here it is. It is not even a page 2 to this thing, okay? This is the thing that drives me crazy, and I knew they were going to do this when they talked about frames per second booster, and I want to preface this because I don't want to be that this is bad, boo-hoo, doom and gloom, everybody's going to piss on me green because they think I'm being so mean to Xbox, but this is the reality of the fucking situation here. This is an okie dokie nice feature that should have a list of about 200 games right when they announced it 2 months ago. Done. Move on. Let's go. Here's your old games working. Instead, what Microsoft does is the goddamn Frog. What is the thing with the torture device where they drip on your forehead and they just keep dripping shit on your head and drive you crazy? What the hell they call that?
They drip feed you. We don't even know.
It's that torture thing where they torture you by just dripping little drops on your friggin' head. This is what they do. They announce a feature. And they drip feed bullshit out to you for extra months.
If they're still going to support 360 games, more 360 games, new, because right now they haven't added a new 360 game that I know of.
Oh no, they haven't in the last 2 years. But
it's
1,
great
2, 3, 4,
back
5, 6,
but
7, 8.
Are we
9,
really
10.
like? I don't know. Like I guess maybe it's just me being greedy, saying you talk about backwards
23 games, Frog. 23 games. That's it. 23
games,
and you look at them, Frog, and you go, who's playing them now? That's the thing. You're waiting. Right. They're drip feeding this stuff to you. And you know what? I would, if it was me, I would say, you want to know what? Wait till I have about 80 to 100 games, and then I will make the announcement of the feature, and I would launch it with 100 games. Yeah. Boom.
I don't know who this is. Really
I don't know what this is. Here's 5. Here's another 5. Oh, wait, hold on. Aaron Greenberg's going to dress up. He's rubbing his nipples. Here comes another 10 next month. Ooh, and then when you look at it, you go, Battlefield, Titanfall 1. What the fuck? Who? Yeah, and you're like rubbing your nipples, and you're like, what the fuck is this?
I don't really know who this is for.
What are we drip feeding this bullshit for? This is old ass games. Yeah. They give me 100 old ass games, day one, frames per second booster feature, go. What is this frames per second booster feature? More games to come, 5 a month. Like, this is the shit. Like, Microsoft, get your shit together. Have a cohesive announcement about this.
Right.
All right? Come out, make it a feature that people give a shit about. So there's 100 games in there. 100 games is great. 90 games, 50 games is great. But you coming out 5 a month. Oh, here's just to have news, just to drip feed bullshit news to people. And that's why you get made fun of. That's why you're a fucking joke. Because what you're doing is you're holding on to these announcements and you're releasing them like they're supposed to be taken. Meanwhile, competition is rolling with fucking brand new games, brand new features, and here's some old shit too. But they're rolling. You're just sitting there going, EA games are back, a booster.
Here's the other thing, Jazz. I wonder how many people can really take advantage of this 120.
Frog, they try for 15 minutes, post a picture on Twitter, and fucking move on with their life. That's what this shit is.
It's easier to say, hey, yeah, this to make them 60 across the board. Why are you? I don't get the 120 is just to say we can do it. We can run new Super Lucky Tales at 120. Like that game can run in the toaster. I don't get this. And like I said, I'm looking at the majority of this list. I'm like, I can't think of maybe but 1, 2, 3.
Frog, nobody's dropping their shit.
Maybe
anytime soon to do this.
That really people will really care about to get that 60 frames or that 120 mode. Other than that, most people don't care. When you look at this, and this is one, it goes back to me like, people stop. Like people say, if you love it, I like it. I'm the opposite way. I think love is and all that. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. This doesn't look beautiful to me. There's nothing on here that makes me say,
it's
"Oh my god!"
It's a pat on the back.
I gotta get this.
It's a tap on the ass. Like it's just, it is what it is. But the thing is that I think it's a great feature. I think what it needs to be fully implemented. And I don't understand, over the last 3 years, Microsoft has been piecemealing their announcements and just kind of trickling them out a little by little. And it's like, oh, just to have relevant news and to be like this little whiny bitch yelling every little day on Twitter to say, I'm relevant, game is I'm here, I'm relevant. Make yourself relevant by putting out games that fucking matter. Then you'll earn your relevance.
When they're in their Jazz, when EA play games during their day one, I think it'll matter more to me. I think them getting this with EA, doing this with EA, I think it doesn't move a needle because
it's
EA
just
doesn't
frustrating.
really
It's
have.
like, all right,
Yeah,
and what's next month? And what's next month? They're going to do what bullshit
and
old
as
ass
a matter
games
of
they're going to
fact,
do?
and as a matter of fact, I remember a year ago, I was off by about a year or two when I said Microsoft and EA, and I don't know if you remember, this is back when we used to podcast with Smooth, and I said that Microsoft
You said
and EA
that,
was one of the E3s, and I said Microsoft and EA are going to do something real big. They're going to collaborate together, And the thing is, I had said this years ago, Microsoft and EA have always been really closely connected. If people don't really look at what the companies do, they take this president from here and bring them over here, and this president there and bring them over to EA, and it's back and forth. That's how they do, switch people back and forth, and it's kind of it kind of worked for them in the beginning, but I don't know. EA they don't really make the games that I think in my head right now, the EA games I want to play. I can think.
They're another problem.
Look, anything they publish with Mass Effect, I'm probably going to try. Anything that has, Dragon Age on it, I'll probably try. So anything from BioWare, I'll probably try. And anything from Respawn, I'll probably try. Other than that, I don't care about anything else because they killed all their old IPs. No more freaking Dead Space, that's gone. It's just like I don't know what EA. EA has these IPs and they get these studios that can.
I got something that's more that's going to make you forget about all the EA IPs, and that is the games with gold for next month.
Yeah, let's talk about that because I only know one game,
dude. I'm like okay, yeah, like this is insulting.
Yeah, like, the one game I saw, it didn't look good.
It's free. This is insulting. First off, we got. I said this on Twitter. Mm-hmm. You could be face down, ass up, ankles deep in the Walmart value bin.
Oh my God.
And you will not find these games in there.
Those games are, oh my God.
I don't even know what the fuck. I have no clue. Like, these things don't even get packed with a goddamn Happy Meal. Batman, the video game. Wait a second. Batman, the first ever Lego Batman video game, and shit, the 360 version.
Wow.
Tropico 4. I remember when that was coming out. From Xbox Live, we used to work there. When he was hyped up, that Tropico 4 was coming out.
I remember that. Wow.
Dude. And they slap on these prices $20 for Batman the video game. Like this, the thing is that this is a fucking ruse. This is all ruse. Fool's gold.
They're trying to push you to Game Pass.
This is to push you to Game Pass, and here it is.
They give you shit like this, they want you to go to Game Pass.
Oh, yeah. What they are doing single-handedly, and the other announcement where they removed the Xbox Live coverage, right?
Mm-hmm.
They are single-handedly right now devaluing Xbox Live so much that you will be a fool to just subscribe to Xbox Live by itself because you're going to look at yourself, look at your pockets, look down at your privates, and go, the fuck am I paying for? This is what you're going to do.
At this point.
They are devaluing. You don't need it for free-to-play games.
Nope.
Who the fuck is paying for gold to say, they're at least putting some decent games in there each month? So nobody's paying it for this. You're just paying to play online. They completely devalued the thing that brought people together. They are completely making that thing seem like, and the icing on that cake was to double the price of it, to really make you look at yourself and going, holy shit. Microsoft is going about this the wrong way, and this is the thing. They're not naturally growing Game Pass by making it the best value in gaming. Instead, they're telling you it's the best value. They got shills telling you it's the best value in gaming. They got bought friggin' influencers telling you it's the best value in gaming. And then when you say it's not for me, or I want to buy my games, you are poo-pooed out of the, what do you mean? You're not subscribing to Game Pass? Shame on you.
Yeah.
You want to know what? Game Pass is great, but don't force that shit down my throat. Okay? Because every time you talk of Game Pass, you talk about Xbox, it's got to be Game Pass. And you got to make the sale for Game Pass. And the thing is that if it was that great, you wouldn't have to sell it that hard.
Yep.
You wouldn't have to push Dollar Bill Phil. You wouldn't have to pitch dollar bill deals. Salty said after the 30 days of turning on his Xbox, he turned on his Xbox. They had an advertisement for $1 dollar bill fill. Goddamn. Game Pass.
Every time when my Game Pass would get close, they would start talking about redoing it. And then if I didn't redo my Game Pass, I think it was for like maybe like 3 months. And then it's popped, it was like $1. And then I did my Xbox Live and I did it for $1. And it gave me like close to like 6 months or 8 months. I was like, wow, this is ridiculous.
They know exactly what they're doing, man.
And my whole thing is like right now, do I have Game Pass? Do I try some of the games? Yeah. What I will say is it's definitely, and like I said, I did it for a year because I really want to see it. What I will say is just playing on my Xbox when I do play it, this thing is great for the person who's never really invested in an
Who doesn't
Xbox
care about
ecosystem.
the person who doesn't really care about games or doesn't know what they want.
If you care, and I'm gonna be honest,
that's what it kind of is.
I'll be totally honest with you. I think that if you care, if you're an Xbox gamer, and this is my personal opinion, if you're an Xbox gamer, a hardcore Xbox gamer, I don't see why you subscribe to Game Pass because you number one, you need that. You need to support your first party titles. I do think you do. I like when I see them and I've said this before. I think some of the games they put in there, they're at a high quality. It's like, yeah, okay, this is great. Like when you get a Forza or maybe a Gears or maybe a Halo, but those are far and few between. So I think Game Pass, there is a lot of shovelware in there. It's basically like it can be a graveyard for some of these games that didn't make it to die.
Yeah.
And so I think that when you look at Game Pass, I think the value is like my buddy. He went and bought a Series S, and it was $299. He bought it at Target. He said he just walked in there and they were sitting there. He was like, "Oh, I'm getting one." And I was like, "Why?" He's like, "Oh, because I don't have anything to play Halo on." And I said, "Well, you got an Xbox One." He said, "Yeah, I have the Xbox One that I got day one." And so I looked at him and I was like, you know what? For him, a person who really doesn't play Xbox, but he likes the Halo franchise, $299 is not a bad upgrade from his original day one Xbox because he's only going to play Halo or maybe a Gears of War game on his Xbox. And so I was like, well, why don't you just do Game Pass? It kind of gives you a whole. And he did that. And he was like, oh, I didn't know you get all this stuff. And so he thinks it's a great idea. But where does he primarily play? PlayStation 5. What is he looking forward to that comes out? Like the only game he's looking forward to is Halo because he heard about it. And then he's like, oh, I'm going to get Returnal. And I can't wait to Ratchet. And so I think software speaks values. And I don't think we're not going to reap the benefits of Game Pass for at least, another 2 years. I think in another 2 years, Game Pass will be the place that anybody.
That's what they hope. I think that's what they hope, and they hope it'll let a bunch of these games.
That's my hope.
It's my hope too. But the thing is I'm always cynical. The thing is,
then we don't know if Sony may have a Game Pass.
Well, yeah,
We don't know if they may do the same. Maybe they have something kind of like that. It may not. Maybe they say, okay, we're not going to do day and date, but these games will be in a subscription service. Or maybe, you know what, you got the service, and your games you subscribe to the service, and instead of giving you them day and date, maybe we give you them half the price or whatever. I think there's a way that Sony may be looking at this and saying, once it starts to really gain footing, they already have PlayStation Now, and they could easily turn that into a Game Pass type of situation if they wanted to.
What's interesting? The thing is that they I feel that they really need to it's gonna live or die. I've been saying this for their first party games, and my cynical part of my just not confidence is that I have a lack of confidence in them because they have yet to really deliver the high quality games that that should be expected from a first party. Your first party is the demonstration of the capabilities of your machine, and if your first party is not demonstrating that, that's a problem. That's why we're going to talk about Ratchet and talk about Returnal.
Do you think that's why PlayStation, since they've come out with the PS5, like some of their newer IPs, they're just throwing them on PlayStation Plus because they're like, hey, we'll give you Oddworld.
Sony is dabbing into everything, Frog. Like they're dabbing into everything now.
We'll give you this, we'll give you that, and we'll put it in PlayStation Now. So but you pay for this year's subscription. At least we're giving you something new, even if you don't think it's the best thing. We gave it to you because you paid for a year's subscription. And
I have a quote. I'll show you.
Sony is piling, like they're making their PlayStation Now look like the service you want.
Well, that's an excellent segue into the quote that I have here. And just to kind of say, what I was saying with Xbox Live and how Microsoft is devaluing the service, and they're trying to artificially, reality devalue Xbox Live. Just say, Games with Gold is nothing to stay around for. So when your Xbox Live subscribe, like it ends, sign up for Game Pass because you're getting better games and you get Xbox Live in there. And that's exactly what they're doing. And they wanted to do it with increasing the price, but they couldn't get away with it. That would have increased the value, increased the monetary cost, but decreased the value. So right now they're just decreasing the value because they're putting nothing in here that's even worth a damn, I think, for anybody. Now watch this. Washington Post interview that was done with Gordon Ramsay, Jim Ryan himself. Hear this, because this is very interesting how he did this. So, and you guys can see this. So let me zoom into here. So he says,
Don't be surprised if Halo comes out with a Game Pass little card when you buy it physically.
Oh shit.
I see that. I see that coming.
So here we go, right? So Ryan said this, right? In the Washington Post, it says, Ryan said he's hopeful Sony will increase its paying online install base. PlayStation Network is free online service to every PlayStation 4 owner, but as of June, 45 million to 113 million PSN subscribers were paying subscribers for PlayStation Plus plan, right? PlayStation Plus, which offers a broader access to multiplayer features and at least 2 free games a month. Although the less than the PS4 owners pay for online services, Ryan's encouraged to the growth. Now, hear what he says here. If you go back to 2014 and ask people why they subscribed to PlayStation Plus, the number one reason that they gave was they needed it in order to be able to play online with their friends.
Right.
And he said, now, when you ask them the same question in 2020, the number one answer is because of the quality of the 2 free games I get every month.
It's changed.
And that's a very
totally
significant transformation. The PlayStation 5 will also offer, and this was right before the PlayStation 5 launch, the 20 free top-tier PS4 games for every subscriber, giving new PlayStation players the chance to play on past games. Beyond the value added for potential buyers, it also is an opportunity for Sony to celebrate its rich library of first-party games. But just to go back to that quote, in 2014, you were paying to play online. But what they did was you're still paying to play online, but now you subscribe to PlayStation Plus because guess what, guys? There are other ways to play online the same games for free.
Mm-hmm.
And on Sony, you could play Fortnite for free.
Of that.
PC,
a great example
Warzone, and you can play on PC.
Fortnite. Yeah. So I think Sony was like, hey, we have to put games in there that people are going to see as value. And that's why people, I'm not going to lie, like, I get excited when I sit here, okay, what's coming next month? Because I want to see the value that's
They've
coming.
been flexing, man.
But, man, they've been giving us some bangers, bangers after bangers. And they're, there have been some games I'm like, ooh, I want this to come in there. Even though I played it, but I want it for people to really kind of get that impact. Like, this is a game that I think that people would give a chance. This would be great to put in there. And it was, maybe a Sony IP. Like, I think that Death Stranding at some point is going to come in PlayStation Plus.
It might.
I think it is. And I think when that game comes, I think it gets a bigger following because it wasn't a bad game,
Yep.
And I'm not a Kojima stan because I'm not a huge Metal Gear fan, but damn, that freaking Death Stranding game, man, that was
like
such
that.
a unique experience. Never played anything like it. And I respect what that game did for gaming. It was so unique.
But I just thought that it was very interesting that he pointed out that a lot of the reason why is because of the quality of the 2 free games. And now they give a PS5 game and they give it 2 PlayStation 4 games. And I just think that it's very interesting that it was just to play it online and now it's this. And then if you look at what they're offering for PlayStation Plus versus what Microsoft is offering, like I think it's the opposite. If you ask a Microsoft person, why you pay for Xbox Live Gold, it's probably to play with my friends. And nobody's saying I'm buying games with gold. Like, games with gold has been absolutely forgettable. And I think somebody, hold on, I have it here. Somebody actually did a side-by-side. Where is this thing? I think I tweeted it to you. Where was it? I think I had it in here, or did I put it in? Yeah, so, like, if we look here, like here, I have it here, this display. So, like, this was April. So we have, Oddworld, Days Gone, Zombie Army, and then Microsoft had Vikings, Truck Racing, Dark Void, and Uprising. Then you go into March. March has Final Fantasy VII Remake, Farpoint, which is a VR game, Remnant from the Ashes, which you beat. You play that. Marquette, which is a PS5 game. And then Microsoft had Breakout, Valhalla, Metal Gear Slug 2, and this game, Sea of Thieves 3. The hell that game is. But like, and then December games. You look, and Sony's and December games, Worms Rumble, which was only a PlayStation 5 and 4 game, and that was, I think it was only a PlayStation 5 game. I don't think it came on PlayStation 4. But there's your Rocket Arena and Just Cause 4. And in December, they did Bleed 2. Holy shit, that's an old game. The Raven Remastered, not the first Raven, Saints Row, and Stacking. Like this is the facts. Like, these are both the same price services per month. $5 a month. But you're shoving Game Pass up my ass, telling me that's the best value in gaming. Meanwhile, they're basically shitting in your mouth wide open for Xbox Live. Like, I just don't understand. You talk about value, and they're basically they owe you Game Pass for the shit they're putting in Xbox Games with Gold. They owe that shit to you. They owe you. They should pay you $1 to play Game Pass for the shit that they're doing in Xbox Live. But I digress. It's disgusting. And another month, another shit month, and you know what? It just irks me because it's all Frog. It just reminds me so much of the whole Mixer shit, where they just did some sleazy fucking moves to try to get growth in Mixer. They bought Ninja, Shroud, and all the other characters over from Twitch to try to bring them over to Mixer, just to try to get growth and get some influx, and they did, but it wasn't sustainable. And they shut that shit down 6 months later. Not saying they're going to shut down Game Pass down, but all this stuff, it just seems so excessive. If this thing really was, it had games that people wanted to play, you wouldn't need a sales pitch. You wouldn't need a Game Pass jacket. You wouldn't need Aaron Greenberg hopping around doing cartwheels.
Somebody brought up a good point. They said, don't forget also Sony did Play at Home.
Oh, yeah, they got Play at Home. That's not even with the subscription. No, what did Ravenflow say?
I think it's really
Games
cool.
of Gold, the only submission hole that makes you tap out. That's right, Ravenflow. But yeah, shout out to over the 70 people watching. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe if you're new. I guess the widget didn't pop up, but you know what? If you hit that subscribe button and let me know, I will hit the widget for you.
Somebody says like eating a value meal at a fast food place is cheap for a reason. That's right.
Yeah, that's right. But you gotta remember, Games of Gold and if you want to compare services, go Games of Gold and PlayStation Plus and look at the games that they're offering for the same amount of money. You got your competitor, and again, it's and like what Jim Ryan said, that whole paying to play online with us now in 2020, it's kind of like if you're a console gamer now with all of them doing it, the Switch, the PlayStation, the Xbox, it's kind of like, yeah, you're going to pay to play online on console. Okay, PC's free.
And you got to see the value.
Exactly.
You know,
the differential.
Nintendo was like, oh, you need it, and I got mine for a year, and I was like,
and Nintendo gives you all those, but Frog, Nintendo gives you all those NES games and Super NES games. Even though they're old.
I kind of think it's BS.
That's BS.
I would rather they just charge me and I download those NES games.
And it's only $20 though. It's only $20 for a year.
Yeah, it's not.
But basically, they just give you an emulator.
I got the family one. I got 30.
Oh, you got that one?
Wow. Yeah, because I have like people who we all play, you know. So I was like, hey, we can all go in together. It's $37 a year, and I think you can share it with like 5 people.
Yes.
So which is kind of cool.
And
I kind of wish PlayStation did that.
Yeah, like a family one. I know.
I kind of wish a PlayStation and both Microsoft. I know I can game share and all that, but I kind of wish I could have 2 primary PlayStations. So this way, you know, because like how I buy a lot of my games, I'll buy a game, and then my buddy who, you know, he'll buy a game. We go back and forth. So or we'll just go half on a game. So like I'm buying Returnal, and then he's like, hey, when the next big game comes out, I'm buying it. And I'm like, well, the next big game is Ratchet, and you don't have a PS5, so
yeah,
I guess I'm buying that too. He feels bad. He's like, damn, you know, because he's looking for a PS5. He's looking, and he just can't find one. And that's a whole nother conversation, but I kind of do wish that Microsoft and Sony, I remember the PS3 days where you could have up to 7 profiles on a system, and then they brought it down and said, okay, you can have 2 primary systems. And I kind of wish they, you know, we can game share now. Like
that would be pretty cool, yeah.
But that would be really cool. I think Microsoft was on to something with the whole
family share thing, yeah.
Yeah, that thing was cool. I'm not gonna lie and say that wasn't bad.
Well, it never came out, so we don't know how cool it was, but Anyway, the next topic we got is Dragon Quest Builders 2 to Game Pass. That is a good game.
Good game.
And going to Game Pass, I think it's rumored for May. Let me see. May
a good game.
the 4th. So
that's something you definitely want to play if you've never. It's really fun.
Yep.
Really good game.
It's a good game. It's basically like the Minecraft Dungeons. It's like Minecraft, not Minecraft Dungeons, but it's like Minecraft. Yeah. But I think the second one's online.
The second one is better than the first one because it's online.
It's online.
The second one is better. The second
so
one's
this
better,
is coming to Game Pass
really
May
game.
4th. And yep. And
if you're a Dragon Quest fan, and you just remember the music and the themes and things that go on, you will really like this. When I played the first one, I was like, wow, it kind of put a smile on my face, just the music itself, just, because I remember playing, Dragon Quest. Yeah. But really, really good game.
It's like they're getting this thing, and it's like, I think it's funny because like every month they must go, okay, Phil, you have $1,000 to put into a budget of what games will be in your services for next month, and he goes, $1,000, okay, well, $999 will go into Game Pass, $1 will go into Games of Gold.
What games didn't sell well? Oh, this didn't sell well when it came out. Hey, put this in Game Pass.
Phil's like, hold on, let me go out to the trash truck and see what I can find. I'll pocket my $1,000. But anyway, this is coming to Game Pass.
This game didn't sell at all. Put this on Xbox Gold.
Yeah. Or he goes, hey, your game is not pre-ordering a lot. Why don't you launch it on our console? It's really doing like shit on our platform. Why don't you just throw it in Game Pass?
Are we going to talk about the rumor of Sony putting a contract with some of their games saying, hey, this can't come on Game Pass
that thing?
day and date?
I didn't have it on the. Yo, what's up, the Cool 1985? How you doing, man?
I know it's not something you want to talk about because it was something. But I kind of, when I heard that, I was like, that would be smart if they did that, because they were like, the rumor was that, for people who don't know, the rumor was that Sony had, and it started with Resident Evil Village, that the rumor was that Microsoft had wanted Resident Evil Village on Game Pass day one, and Sony went to Capcom. And like I said, this is all rumor, and said, hey, that game, we're going to do some kind of contract where it says, hey, this game can't be on Game Pass for at least, the first 6 months to a year.
Yeah, they put that Game Pass clause in there. I don't know, people will flip it out.
Yeah. And do I think that's a bad idea? No, I don't think it's a bad idea, because a game like Resident Evil going to Game Pass, even though I don't think that'd be a bad idea, I think that shows you the power of Game Pass, because when something like Outriders came there, I never expected a game like that day and date. So if you start seeing like Resident Evils, the next Tekken, the next big whatever RPG, like, wait, these games are day and date. And the more that Microsoft can show you they're getting big games once a month that are brand new, and you don't have to go buy them on the competition system or even PC, it's kind of like, well, shit, I just sign up for Game Pass and do it there. Because I don't think PC Game Pass gives you those games. Like, I don't know if PC Game Pass gave out Outriders. I don't think they did.
No, it didn't, because they didn't put Outriders in the Windows 10 store. So I think that is going to change.
That's kind of crap, but
well, yeah, I do think it's going to change, because they are now abandoning the whole Windows 10 store, needing UWP or some type of wrapping bullshit. Now you could do just Steam links or some shit like that. So once they start putting just regular Win32 apps in the Windows 10 store, probably there'll be more crossover. And also, too, now you could stream in the browser, which I know I didn't get an invite, but I did watch some people. I watched Tom Warren stream. Was it Jez didn't do it? Some other person did it. Brad Sams did it. They were. Tom Warren was plugged into 1 gigabyte network, and he was still lagging, and latency was experienced. He was jacked into the fucking Matrix and still was getting lag on his PC, streaming a game that you could play natively. So again, the thing is the whole push for Game Pass is the xCloud is to play while you're away. But if this shit is not working up to speed at home,
it's not. Look.
The fuck's gonna do it on the road?
It's. I don't care what It's not ready. We're not ready for prime time streaming.
It's not.
We're just not. We're not there yet. Look, Nintendo. Here's how you know we're not ready, right? Nintendo can still sell Switch consoles, and that's basically a handheld console on the go. Until Nintendo can they can't sell those consoles anymore, we're not ready. Like you got to look at Nintendo and say, man, they're still selling these home handheld kind of consoles, and they're selling. Excuse me, they're selling big. We're not ready for streaming. Like when Nintendo can still make consoles like that and they sell big, 70, 80 million. We're not ready for that, you know. And I think it's going to be a long time before we see Nintendo stop making this handheld home console. I think they hit a niche and they're going to run with it. And all they got to do is say, okay, we can little by little we can become more powerful until we can build you a 4K system that you can take on the go. You know, because I think their next big system is like, oh, we can do 4K in the dock and maybe 1440p or 1080p on the go, something like that. I would say 1080p on the go. But we're not ready for streaming.
Oh, they're increasing 1080p on PS Now.
Yes, which is a good thing.
That's going to be interesting. I hope they don't introduce lag, because it actually was running pretty smooth when I streamed it.
720p, I've had no problem. I've been playing a couple of games on there. Mention that since you brought that up. I have been playing a couple of games on PS Now. Some of the old Ratchet games, even though I own them on my PlayStation 3, which I still have, I kind of wanted to do my own test. Like, okay, how does it look at me streaming? How does it look at me playing it natively? And I would say it's a little bit more crisp when I play it natively, but 1-to-1, me playing it, if nobody told me it wasn't a game being streamed, I wouldn't really know.
Yeah.
But there again, you know, we're talking about I have really great internet. Not everybody has what I have. So
listen, I tried.
I don't feel any.
I tried streaming to my Android phone with xCloud, and you know what? Like I said before, it was a cool party trick. Show it at the bar. Maybe the ladies come over to you and look at it. Check out my phone. Look at my strap on. Look at this cool little device that I got here. Look at this. Maybe I'll buy you a drink. And you know, it's a cool party trick. It's like a fucking magician, like a street magician. Like, look, I could pull a coin out the back of your fucking head. The thing is that it's neat. And you see people, oh, it works. And they show a fucking menu screen. The thing is that, listen, it's nice. It's neat. It's doing everybody's trying it, but you know who's trying it out? Tom Warren. The people are trying xCloud are the people, the hardcore people. Those are not who this is for. This is to try to get somebody who doesn't give a flying fuck about the Outriders to play the Outriders with this setup. So first off, that dude needs to buy the strap-on for $100, double-edged. There it is, double head strap-on. Buy that.
I believe this audience they're going after is those people who have these kids who have cell phones in their hand. They're playing games and keep them quiet in the back seat. They're trying to push this to them, but I believe that those kids, the games they can play are mostly free, and they're super simplistic, like, you know, the Minecrafts and the other. They don't care for this. They're not trying to play a full game experience on the go, and that's why I think that even though as cool as this may seem, I don't think this really works. I think this is something that's there. They work on it. Maybe we get to a point where people are like, this is cool. Maybe in the next 5 to 10 years, it'll be better, because I still think this is a long, long way away. I think this is a far way away. And I think that, you know, I think our phones are powerful enough to do it, but I just don't think that, you know, people really want to play a big game experience.
Fuck, they even made Gears Pop. Android Gears of War, right? They made Gears Pop, two of the most popular franchises, Gears and Pop, those collectible dolls that everybody buys, right?
Right.
They put those two things together and put them on a mobile phone. That's what they made the coalition work on, right? And not even a year and a half out, it's done. Because it was riddled with microtransactions.
Console. It's only on phone, right?
Yeah, and I know. And actually, you can play it on the Windows 10 store. I think you can play it on the Windows 10. Never came to consoles though, but you can play it on Windows 10. But here it is. Like, it's done. It was riddled with microtransactions. Grand opening, grand closing a year and a half later. Rod Ferguson came out on stage and presented this one. If people don't remember, like, and this is what I mean. Like,
look cool.
Who? He's gone.
It's not something you want to play every day.
Yeah. But this was actually a native game, like E3 Gears Pop. Here, watch. This is 2019. What is 2019? Here, 28. What is it? 2018? Yeah, here it is.
No longer to be played. Can no longer be played. I think that's cool. how you record this game? You put it on the console and game, and you put it in Xbox Gold. That's a good game. You put in Xbox Gold. That's it. You get people in Xbox Gold. You know, but it's done. You know,
It was riddled with microtransactions.
Same with their, you know, what's that Gears game that came out, the RTS game called? Gears Tactics. That's something you put in Xbox Live Gold. Instead, they're putting bullshit
You're
in
right.
Xbox
That would be
Live
a good
Gold.
game for Gold. Came
Yeah,
in
that's a great
2019,
game for
closed in 2021.
Look what you gotta look. People gotta look at what Sony's doing. Like Oddworld comes out, exclusive system. Hey, I said, man, this looks like a PlayStation game that goes in PlayStation Plus not because it's a bad game, but just because I don't think it has a big attach rate of people buying it. This looks perfectly put in there so people can experience it. And what do? They do exactly like that. I think you do see games like Returnal, you're like, yeah, this is something I don't think they need to put in a PlayStation Plus. Same Ratchet, I don't need to put a God of War, Horizon. But there's certain games you can look at and you can be like, that kind of seems like it could be in. You know, like I guarantee this game is coming out. I have a feeling it's going to be in Game Pass Day 1. It's THQ Nordic. I think that's going to be in Game Pass Day 1.
Wait, I thought you were an ad, Frank. I'm sorry. I was playing the Gears Pop crowd reaction. I didn't hear you because I think it was so loud.
I'm sorry. I think that THQ Nordic's Biomutant is going to be in Game Pass Day 1. I will make it a prediction that between May and June, a lot of games coming out in May and June are going to get announced coming in Game Pass Day 1 because there are too many games coming out. All of them aren't going to sell, and Microsoft's going to go on with money and say, hey. They're gonna say, "Hey, we need Biomutant in Game Pass."
All right, I'm watching I'm showing the trailer. They thought I had ads in the background. This was Gears Pop announced in 2018, released in 2019, and shut down in 2021. E3 announcement. Wait till E3, right? Pause. It was like one person clapping. And it's closed. Grand opening, grand closing. Anyway, this is like, mobile phones. Nobody wants your shit, Microsoft. Focused on the hardcore gamer. You lost your way. Nobody wants your shit. All right? Make great games that people want to play, and people will come. You don't have to shove Game Pass in my ass. You don't have to give me bleeding ass 2, bleeding out more. You just need to make great games, and people will come. Speaking of great games, we're going to the GrindsTable, and we're going to have some R&R. Let's go.
Said I'm hot. No, Frog is definitely not high.
Ah! Let's go. All right. Well, here we are at the GrindsTable. Hold on. Let me get my thing. There it is. I made the call to the J-Dubs. He's holed up a little bit. We'll see if he comes on. If not, all's well with him. We'll get him on next week if we can't get him. We're going to find that J-Dub. Don't worry. But anyway, we're talking R&R. Returnal and Ratchet. So, last week... Talk about some goddamn games, Jesus. So now, last week, Returnal started getting some early previews. And actually, it's pretty favorable. People are saying that this is a really nice-looking game. And one of the things that people are concerned about, I think, as we're coming here, is that it might be a little too difficult, and maybe think reviewers might ding it. But everybody seems to be loving this game, showing why this is really a next-gen game. And one of the biggest things, too, is remember that gimmick? Remember the gimmick? Mm-hmm. Yeah. The DualSense matters.
Oh yes.
Who does it now? Does it? Yeah, it does.
Oh, it does.
Yeah, it's a gimmick though, right? Only just Sony, just one. Only certain games are going to use it. Yeah, well, you could feel the rain, bitch. Dude, Returnal looked friggin' lit. Now, this is the thing that, and I don't want to show too much for spoilers or anything like that, but. And hit that like button, everybody. And again, if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. I got new subscribers at the bottom. Join in the Grindhouse. Let's see if the thing works, baby. Let's see if it works. And we got here, let me get into Returnal. So the main thing here for Returnal is that they showed the first 17 minutes of the game. And one of the things that I was concerned about, and one of the things that I was just didn't know was how that loop works, because the biggest thing they were talking about Returnal was this loop and how it goes from like you die and then you come back, and like what is and I was always concerned with the randomized elements. I'm like, is this going to look too similar? Is this like, how's that going to work, and like what can you do? And there were some really cool aspects that they introduced, like one where your character is dead but then could be revived as an enemy. And you could go pick up, similar to like Demon Souls, you could go pick up your stuff.
Yes.
And I knew offhand, given Housemarque's legacy, their gameplay was going to be legit. Like, they do this crazy type of arcade-type gameplay, tight shooting mechanics, and action, and a lot of shit going on at the screen at once. I knew that coming in. My thing is like, how do you build around that? And from what I've seen here, the game looks friggin' absolutely stunning. And I tell you, the gimmick, that controller that they call gimmick, but they're actually saying it's incredible. That controller is just icing on the cake to what this game is.
Oh, yes.
And what did you think about when you saw it? I'm showing some of it here.
Let me
I'm going to skip around. I'm not going to show it consistent here. But
when I saw that, I watched I think it was the first 30 minutes. Somebody had it on their channel.
Yep.
I don't know if
IGN has the 17 minutes of it here.
And, I sat there and watched that, and when it comes to video games, I'm a huge sci-fi fan. I love sci-fi. I love it, love it, love it. And when I saw it, this gave me in a certain way, it gave me like if Metroid was an adult kind of game.
The Metroid feel. I'm going to fast forward some of this so we don't get.
I got strong Metroid vibes from this game, and I was like, damn, man, what if this could be like, Sony's kind of like Metroid thing? Everybody's saying Rogue. I'm like, man, I'm looking at when they pull up the map, and I'm like, damn, it reminded me of Metroid. It reminded me of a Metroid type game, and I was like, damn, and I said this is the part I said I was going to kind of go ballistic on. My biggest problem with this game is not the game itself; it's people reviewing it, and this game may be too hard for them to play.
Yeah, that's what I was seeing over the weekend. People were saying,
yes, that's why I think people may review this game lower, and I think that's bullshit. But I've seen reviewers that, let's just say, people playing Cuphead didn't know how to jump walls. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I think that the people you give this game to are people who, if you are, and I don't want to say a Demon Souls kind of person, but because that'd be kind of wrong. But if you like those type of games, or you like the trial and error, you're like, I messed up. It's not the game, it's me. Returnal seems like the type of game you play, and you're like, that was on me. I died because it was me. And you accept it. Okay, yeah, I got to learn from my mistakes. And I kind of feel like it's going to be that type of game. And I'm super excited to play this game. I watched somebody go through like one of the first. It was one of these videos they were showing, and somebody actually almost beat that very first boss. But like, they ran out of stamina and they killed him. I was like, man, so it's possible that you could do it, but it's about you and how you play the game. And
and also probably what random, what kind of random setting you do. Maybe you get a power up early on in one of your spawns, and you don't get it in the other time.
Yeah. And now here's a flip side.
It looks friggin' incredible. My God.
My wife,
there's so much shit going on.
My wife, who's a very casual gamer, I'll say, right? She saw it, and I asked her, because I like to get my wife's input from a person, a woman who's not super hardcore, but she games. She likes the game.
Yeah.
I asked her what her opinion about it. And what she said is, she's like, this game is real pretty. She's like, I like the music and like the sounds and the ambiance vibe it has to it. She's like, but it doesn't really kind of give me. And this is what she said. She was like, she's like, I've seen you play some of your PS5 games. She said, it doesn't really give me that, like that, hey, this is the Sony's big next gen big game. She's like, until you get it and play it and I see it, she's like, I guess I have to hold reserve to it. Because she felt like it was more of like a something that would come in PlayStation Plus, like an indie-ish title. And I said, well, it's made by an indie studio. Because not like I said, let's be clear, she doesn't know who the developer is. All she's watching is what she's seeing, and she's like, it looks interesting. She's like, but for her taste, this doesn't interest her. She's super into games. Like when she saw Ratchet ripped apart, she shit her pants. She was like, oh, please tell me you're getting this. I was like, oh, I'm getting this. So from a person I don't think this is for the audience of people who are super casual.
Yeah.
I think this is gonna very much be for the people who are really gaming. Like they really game, they know how to game, they've gaming for years, they like a challenge. I don't think it's gonna be hard to the point of some of their other games. I think every house.
Frog, but think about it. You just said Demon Souls, right? Think about the two next gen games that Sony really put as next gen games is a Demon Souls, which is Demon Souls, and this type of rogue type of game. They're going for the creme de la creme, the people that the people that they created, the hardcore gamers. And I do think this game will sell a lot. Now this is what I wanted to see. So she died. Now she respawns. So this is what I wanted to capture here. So now she has this cutscene. This looks friggin' incredible. Respawns.
Now, see that guy that comes down? Yeah, that guy. I watched somebody actually play that, and they almost beat that thing.
Yeah, so she got killed here.
It's not impossible to beat it. They said it's
crashed again.
To beat it. Mm-hmm.
And the thing is like they're going, and this is the whole thing. Returnal, like start again, and now you spawn again apparently, and you keep whatever items you don't keep your items, but you keep your whatever kind of permanent weapons or anything like that you have.
Right. You can refine your stuff.
Yes. But now is it well, we'll see here. But the thing is like they're really going for this. And then what's interesting is that coming out is Ratchet after that.
Death Singer. Sorry about the dog. Stop. Death Singer said it. He said Raleigh type protagonist, Selena, she's in her 40s. That's what I felt like. I got that alien kind of like kind of vibe.
Yes.
Yeah, like that Ripley and that Samus kind of vibe. Yeah, that's what I felt with this game. I'm like, man, maybe Sony's creating something that's really becomes this a new genre. It's becoming really big in an adult kind of way.
Yeah, like a Metroid, game that people really wanted. Like Nintendo were waiting on Metroid, but like this could give you that kind of Metroidvania type.
This could be the filler. Yes. I personally. I'm hoping, and there's two reasons why I'm hoping this is well received and I'm hoping it's well scored. Two reasons why. Number one, because it's a $69.99, it's a $70 game. So I'm hoping
I saw a lot of people change a little bit of their tune for the $70 game when they saw this. They're like,
Game Pass is putting games like,
Oh, don't even bring up that. This is not the Game Pass
because they're putting games like blah, blah, blah in there, and now we don't have to pay. We got MLB The Show in there day one. We got, and I'm like, you know what? Just because it's in there doesn't mean it's not. The game, some people may find the value, and I think that, there's nothing wrong with going out there and buying something you say you like. Mass Effect Andromeda came out. I bought it day one.
Yeah.
People trashed that game, and I almost platinumed it. I got like 87%, and I didn't find any major problems with it. Major problems. Like when I look at games, I'm like, if a game is constantly crashing on me, prime example, Cyberpunk is a prime example of a game that has a lot of problems, and I had to put this very rarely that people talk about a game and that I put like I played through freaking Mass Effect Andromeda. Like I said, I almost platinumed the game, and people who aren't Mass Effect fans, I'm sorry, like a lot of Mass Effect fans played through it. I played through the Dragon Age Inquisition.
Yeah, but I tell you, Frog, this game, and you're right, you paid full price for those games that had issues with them. And you know what? Unfortunately, because of those things, that's why people definitely are a little more cautious with dropping the full dollars on certain games because they got burnt. I understand. Just do more research and wait. Nobody's telling you not to.
Sony needs to do three
things.
things.
Ooh, she got a new gun.
they have to present it really. It has to advertise really well, which I think that
They've been doing a really good job. You're right. They've been doing a
This is
really
what-
good job of showing this game, doing the dev diaries, really building this thing up. And I think now, and my
Yes.
biggest concern with this game is that I didn't see the loop. And the loop was the whole point of it. And finally they showed the
Yeah, that's the
loop,
whole
and I'm
point.
like,
Right.
you know what? Now this playthrough looks totally different than the last one. And you know what? This definitely, it's different. Oh my God. And just the, and you could tell also too, it's the atmosphere. The thing is that
Yes,
you're
the
blazing through.
atmosphere,
Look
I
at the
love it.
detail in this world and how fast she's going through it. That is pretty insane. And just the lighting and shit. Like this is really, yeah, I'm telling you, like this, and it has those arcade elements. It has rogue elements. Now, I saw some people saying it has too many rogue elements. Like there's like systems upon systems. Apparently,
Yeah, I don't think this game is going to be. I don't think this game is going to.
it's not going to be hand holding too much. And
No,
it's
not going to hold your hand. I don't think it's going to be for everybody. But I
that's
think
what creates the
that
environment. Frog, I saw
people-
that with Demon Souls.
People sit down and embrace this game. I think they're going to.
Yo,
love
Chris
it.
Frank, stop.
And I'm excited. Yeah, and yeah. Curtis said I like Andromeda. He said I was the same way. I liked it. I loved Andromeda. I thought it was okay. I didn't think it was, there's freaking 4 broken men.
Yo, that's the multiplayer, right? Right, Frog? Right? You know what she's doing? Where she like spawned somebody who died? That's like a Demon Souls thing. Like you found where the body.
Yeah, and I'm looking so for and you know what I'm thinking with this game?
Scout.
I'm thinking that what I was thinking? And this is what I was thinking. You just said it. I was thinking that the dead bodies you're finding are other people in the game that played that died. You're finding their
that's
bodies.
what it just looked like. Like so, like
Yeah,
I'm gonna
that's
go
what I
back
thought.
here.
That's what I thought they were going with. And I was like, that reminds me of.
Well, is this her or is this another person? Like I thought there was some multiplayer element to it.
I think that the multiplayer element.
I'm going back.
I think that was somebody else.
Because watch here, like you. Oh, whoa. I'm gonna pause it there. Hold on, I want to see because it says here. I want to pause it where it says deceased scout because she sees the shadow down there. She defeats that enemy, and then when she comes down here, it says here, unknown suit signal, potential to trace last movements of another scout. So it doesn't.
Yeah, so
it's
maybe
not
that's
necessarily
somebody else that
her.
died in the game.
Yes.
And then you found their body, and I thought that would be really cool.
And watch, she scans it, and then she follows the ghost of how that person died. She follows the ghost, and then there's the dead body hiding over here, and she's able to. Oh, there it is. Whoa! What was that? Hold on. Let me see. Oh shit! Wait, hold on. Sorry, guys. So wait, I want to see what it says when she finds the deceased scout. Let's see. It pops up here. Yeah, look at this. Astra Scout deceased, flagged for retrieval. Online ID, Paradise Lost, died on February 20th, 2021. Cause of death, fatal project impact.
You see what I'm saying? That might be somebody.
It says online. Dude, that is awesome. That is, I didn't realize that. I knew they were having some sort of like, it's similar like Demon Souls. But they actually have loot for you. They actually have. Now, what you can do is you could scavenge them for -3 ether, or you could avenge their death. And therefore, and actually, I think they actually turn into enemies if you don't avenge them or something like that. Like remember how you told me in Demon Souls where if you keep dying, like the board gets worse.
The world
like,
turns.
If you don't avenge these people, maybe they turn into more enemies and make that area harder. Dude, this is so many levels. Like this is the depth that you see, and this is the kind of stuff that the publisher, the developer, these are the kind of things that they need to do. And when I said an educated consumer, whatever the price of this is, if you need more and more information, the information should be made available. It should not be a stealth release. Or we're going to have shoot somebody out of a cannon for Sea of Thieves because I'm not going to tell you what the fuck Sea of Thieves is about. The fact that it had 3 types of missions, we're just going to stealth drop it on a goddamn Tuesday. Sony did the same thing with Days Gone. They build hype and they build information so that you can make an educated purchase on the game. So for me, I needed to see more to say I wanted to spend it.
Right.
Now, if this game was $20, I would say, yeah, sure. Like, you know what I mean? But if it's 70, I'm like, well, wait, I need to see more to see if I'm really going to like this. This is the kind of shit that I like. I like this because that adds variety and variability to the game. So now she's avenging the death now. So the area is in lockdown. She's fighting this thing. A malformed hostile detected. It's crazy. Look at this boss, man. So that's what she died with. Yo, that is friggin' awesome. She got knocked down. Dude, this is a friggin' holy shit. Look at the particles and stuff.
The unknown said world tendencies always die in the Nexus. I love that. Yep. If you're a Souls player, you die in the Nexus. Yeah, you don't want to die in the world because you don't want to get those dark tendencies. Woo.
Exactly. That's what you're saying. You don't want to keep dying in the world. That's it. She got him. So
and that's why I'm interested in this game.
So
think
ether's your XP though, Frog. I think it says ether's mysterious resource that's kept on your death. So like that is basically not your souls, but that is basically your leveling up. So ether is kept on death. Gain ether by interacting with deceased scouts and completing challenge missions.
When you beat bosses, you can go on like to the next hub, and the next hub is basically because what I heard I heard somebody say they was playing this game. Hey, you don't want to close this game when you're done playing it. You just put your PlayStation
like
rest
you could
mode,
put your PlayStation rest mode.
Yeah, because if you cut it off, you're gonna have to start over. And I was like, holy crap, man, this is interesting.
But look how much this playthrough is different than the first playthrough. Like, she is seeing different things, fighting different enemies. So, like, it's basically like a new game each. Like, it's a different experience each time you play, but you're slowly building up, and you're trying to get better at it and get better skills and get better loot and build yourself up to get better through the level. You know what?
I guess I just see her, like, the way she traverses the world and that boost dash and her being able to find different things in the world. And you see something like, okay, how do I get up there and get that? That's what's interesting to me. I'm coming off a Remnant from the Ashes. My wife liked the way it looked, but she's like, it's giving me that kind of Dark Souls-ish, Remnant from the Ashes kind of vibe, which I think that, for me, I'm looking forward to this game just because I want to see how the 3D headset that uses
the 3D audio, the triggers, the impulse triggers.
And what I will also say is, like, I took my controller. Anybody who has a PlayStation 5, I challenge you to do this just to see what your reaction is. Take your PlayStation 5 controller, turn your Call of Duty Cold War on, and just get into any game and take any side of the controller, preferably the left side, and put the controller to your ear and just hold the trigger and shoot.
Go.
Every single gun that shoots in that game.
I love it. I use it all the time. People make fun of me. I use it multiplayer.
You can tell it's not a rumble controller. You can tell it's a definitely different. My wife,
it feels like bubbles. It feels like bubbles in there.
Controller.
Yeah, it's like bubbles.
She's like, that feels like a real gun is inside the controller, like the sounds. And I said, this controller it does more. My wife's biggest thing with the PS5 she loves is she doesn't have to put a headset on. She's like, she loves.
My son loves just talking through the controller.
Yeah, she loves talking to the controller.
He doesn't use that. It's good for us too because we get to hear who he's talking to and stuff.
Yeah, I'm playing something. Babe, put your headset on. She's like, I like talking to the controller. She's like, I can just mute y'all when I'm not talking and unmute y'all when I'm talking.
Yep, no
headset. Like, this is so. She's like, this is so cool. And then she's like, sometimes I forget I'm muted, and she's like, I'm talking to y'all. But I think that there's a lot of features that going forward it will become the standard.
Yeah,
I think
you see this Frog.
Standard.
I don't mean to interrupt you on this, but look, so like she gets permanent weapon traits. So like as you use the weapon, you get a permanent trait. So that means if you die, when you get that weapon, you get that trait on that weapon. So you don't have to keep leveling up all the weapons that you get. The destruction. You know what else I like too? And this is kind of what they do. When I see like how they shoot the guns like an old school arcade game where the enemies are shooting their bullets like an old school game, like where it has the spread out and stuff like that. Like it's just like, so when you see the enemies, you kind of know what kind of like projectiles they're going to do. Holy shit, she just fell all the way down and she found something. Yo, and she gets all dirty and stuff. That's crazy. Like she's all muddy. Dude. Yeah, I can't wait to play this on my freaking 4K projector. But anyway, that's the rest. And now let's do the relaxation. We're going to talk about Ratchet. Sony doesn't stop here with this. They show... Oh, and then shout out to some... Hey, what's up, Guapzilla? How you doing, man? What'd he say? Oh, shit. Guapzilla. Oh, man. He just came in here and talking about how people are comparing Returnal to Recore. Oh, Jesus. Oh my God, that deserves the sirens.
It's really that they need it. Wow.
Please. Oh, goodness gracious. Hit me with the horns. Dude. Yeah, and God of War was Rise. Holy shit. Yeah, I saw that thing going around with Record. Hey, you want to know what? If people want to do that and spend their time in Adobe Premiere and in Photoshop making all the Xbox advertisements and all this other stuff while they talk about frames per second booster, this is what I came here for. This is why I game. All that other stuff is nice bonuses, nice stuff, but I'm not coming for the appetizers. I'm coming for the main course. And Gordon Ramsay, Jim goddamn Ryan, is serving up that beef frickin' Wellington and that fucking lobster risotto right now. Holy shit. Let's go. We're going to go on now here. And don't show me Wendy's and tell me it's beef Wellington. Holy shit. Now we're going to do the Ratchet and Clank. So anyway, that's Returnal. It comes out this week. Hype is real. Dude, I'm watching that and hearing some of the stuff. I'm in. Dude, I am in. And they have shown me enough to know I've seen enough to say I'm in. I'm ready to go. And that's the other thing, Frog, too. Like, this is an example of, and I'm going to say this right before we get into the Ratchet and Clank, because that's another masterpiece here. Seeing Returnal, seeing Ratchet and Clank, and I know Resident Evil is another game, but you know what? I'm talking about these two specifically. For me, it's a palate cleanse of just, we've been getting updates on old-ass games. We've been getting, here's some boost modes. Here's the next-gen compatibility mode. Here's a bunch of old Bethesda games going into services. Here's a bunch of EA games getting booster. It's all about old games going into Game Pass. The thing is that Game Pass right now is surviving off of old games and everybody else's games. It's going to live and die by Microsoft games. And until Microsoft proves what Phil Spencer said 2 fucking years ago,
means when I think about Xbox, I'm going to think about quality games. We have work to do there. We haven't done our best work over the last few years with our first-party output.
That's always been a hit on the company on that. Whenever I hear some criticism.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd say always. Like, I think we've gone through times
not to
where
throw
we've done
mud
Oh, did we
on
lose
it,
you,
but
Jay?
I have to know that's a fair. I think it's something.
no, I'm
fair to
talking about
It
Phil
is
Ness and his lies, where 2 years ago he said that Xbox has to work on quality games, and we haven't done that in the last few years. So let's add together, motherfuckers. That's 5 fucking years. 3 years, another 2 years. It's 5 years. The son of a bitch is still trying to fucking figure it out, and we still waiting for Craig to grow his chest hairs. All right, Jason Schreier is going to have his next interview. He's going to interview 343 when he makes his fucking novella about shit studios. He's going to do 343 Studios, and he's going to interview the guy who, you know what, Frog? Before I get into Ratchet and Clank, I do have a clip right here. Grinders. We got over 80 people here, and I'm going to do there's a special clip here of Jason Schreier, and talking about equality, right? And talking about studios, and he did interview a gentleman that worked at 343 in preparation for his novella that he's going to write about distraught studios and crunch and brunch and no crunch. And he interviewed Tony. I don't know his last name, but I got this clip. And he interviewed Tony from 343. And I'm going to tell you what Tony had to say. Here he goes. Hi, I'm Jason Schreier. And I have Tony from 343. Tony, tell us where you came from, and tell us what's going on, and what you're doing here. Yo, my name's Tony. I was living over in Brooklyn, and I was drawing some things. I was a good artist, I've been drawing some friggin' squirrels and opossums, and I've been drawing these things. And then I saw this job posting from Microsoft, and I called up. I was like, hey, what's going on, guys? So you got employed by Microsoft? Yeah. So what happened is that I went over to 343. They sat me down, and they said, you're hired. You're drawing these squirrels and these opossums. It looks awesome. We need you to work here at 343. And they go, really? What happened next, Tony? Well, they took me. They put me in a corner. They showed me this picture of this thing. And they told me that I had to draw every fucking hair on this fucking, I don't know what it is. They called it a brute. And then the internet went wild, and they called it Craig. And I had to sit here and draw every fucking hair on this motherfucker's head. Really? That must have sucked. You bet your fucking ass it sucked. The motherfucker got chest hair. They wanted motherfucking hair on his head. They wanted a fucking beard on his ass. I was drawing fucking squirrels in Brooklyn. My God, Tony. So I assume that like the rest of 343 is helping you out here because what did they say? They said that they won't ship the game until I'm finished drawing all these fucking chest hairs on this motherfucking brute. What the what? I can't believe this is disgraceful. They really are making you draw and they're making the delay because you need to draw hair on Craig? You damn fucking right. So what are they doing? Are they helping you out? Because you need support of a team. They have like 500 people there, right? They're fucking doing nothing. They got me sitting here, and they're fucking going to brunch. And then they go, hey, the fuck's the hair? You gotta put the fucking hair on the... Yo! This motherfucker got hair all over the place. I'm drawing every fucking strand. I'm about to quit this motherfucking job. This is fucking disgraceful. I'm a disgruntled 343 employee. I used to say tree for tree. Tree for tree, fuck you. I'm not drawing any motherfucking hairs on this motherfucking Craig. So delay your fucking game. I fucking quit. Fuck you, tree for tree. Oh my God. I gotta write this. Stay tuned for part 2 of my novella because this is a fucking shit show. Pause. We're done, baby.
I'm trying to use that sound.
When I think about Xbox, I'm going to think about quality games. We have work to do there. We haven't done our
Bet your fucking ass, Phil. You got some fucking work to do there, you motherfucker. Gavone, the fucking gabagool, motherfucker. Get the fuck out of here. Anyway, so that was Tony's interview. Fucking Tony. Anyway, Tony was fucking rocking here. Holy shit. Fucking chest hands. Jesus, that's going to be a fucking book to read, I tell you. But now, we're going to talk about some more quality. We're going to talk about Ratchet and Clank. Here we go, Frog. This Ratchet and Clank thing. Woof. Tony got me worked up. Tony, fucking man. Crazy, man. Hope you like that. Hit that like button. Well, if you didn't like it, the dislike button, I guess if you don't like to have some chest hairs.
Yeah, I tell you what, man. Ratchet and Clank.
Ratchet and Clank. I gotta get the video of this.
Hey, go ahead, man. Very impressive. That's all I can say is wow.
Where is this?
Wow.
Oh, yo, I'll tell you, it was free. It was insane. Now I can't stop talking like Tony now. Holy shit! Hold on. I go back to my roots. Hold on. Go to my New York roots. Here it is. 13 hours ago, dude. This thing. I can't believe the animations, and they introduced a new character, Rivet, who she is actually voiced by Jennifer Hale, which is pretty crazy.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
All I can say is wow.
Yeah, like what? Grinders, watch this if you haven't seen this yet. Dude, this is a mix of gameplay and cinematic footage captured on PS5. But watch the transitions, man. It is just insane. Man.
Pretty damn impressive.
I can't believe, like, it goes right into gameplay and it goes right into, like, and just, dude. And again, the adaptive triggers and shit like that, it's going to be crazy. Here, let me see. I think they're playing
yeah.
But my God, like, it looked, yeah, she takes Ratchet, so you control her. Like, this is crazy. Yo, that was sick. I'm going to go back to that part where she's going through this. Like, look at this. Like, look at these levels. The lighting on this shit. Look at this.
Very impressive, man.
And then where's the forest?
There's a forest
one.
it kind of makes me think if they went back and did some of their other Ratchet games, that they could easily do their smaller, how
Look
great
at
they would look.
this.
This game looks incredible.
Look at this.
You know how when the PS2 came out and they said we play games on Pixar
Yes.
quality, that's how powerful this. We're here now. Now we're doing it.
You know, where is he? Where is he?
Enough from me. We're gonna have the games do our
I
talk.
mean, look at the detail in the worlds and the environment. Just very impressive.
Man. Yes, I think I was playing some music. That's why I'm not playing it. But I encourage you to listen to it with the music on. But my God, it is like, so like the animations, the graphics. Like, look at this part really had me here. Like this part was
when
really
it flipped
awesome.
the world,
scale.
when she hit the
Well, no, like the scale, because like when she fights, she has this big iron giant here. Like that's the thing. Like this is when you start knowing that hey, you're in like the scale, right?
Yes,
You're
and
fighting
you know
these big
what?
things.
And when I look at this, right, I'm gonna be honest with you. When I look at this,
That
this
looks
is
like a free movie
why
right there.
I want Naughty Dog to go back and redo Jack and Dexter, because I think Jack and Dexter is such a great game, and I really, really, really would love to see what they can do with the power of the PlayStation 5, and just either do another Jack and Dexter game or just remake the Jack and Dexter trilogy. Like Jack and Dexter is such a good series.
This ending is so crazy.
And it's not that I don't like Ratchet and Clank. I just like Jack and Dexter a little bit more than Ratchet and Clank. Like, I think Jack and the Dexter has such an adult appeal to it, and I think they're so hilarious. I would just love to see what Naughty Dog, with the talent, can go back and do.
Dude, I can't wait to see what their studios
and look,
do with this
if
system.
Naughty Dog doesn't want to do it, hey, Sony, holler to Blue Point. Say, hey, Blue Point, hey, we're going to let you go on. Look, at this point, I'm going to be honest with you, man. Sony needs to freaking hire Blue Point. They need to buy those guys. They're super talented. Like, they know how to remake and remaster games. Let these guys do an original project. And if they want to remake some of the old IPs, let them do it. Let them do it.
All I'm gonna say is, Frog, this part right here looks like a goddamn movie right here. Like this part, like this end part where they're fighting and they're shooting and stuff, like it looks like a goddamn cinema right there. Yo, and shout out to Jose, man, dude. I'm gonna say, go listen to Jose Beltoncourts, man. I've listened to his podcast, PGR podcast, from the beginning of the day. This is a side note, man. I'm so honored to have him here because, like, I listened to his shows when they did their shows from back in the day, early 360 days at PGR Radio.
Oh, the old 360
dude,
days.
Man. The gear they used to talk about Gears of War all the time.
Yeah.
And and like a lot of us that have, like, we kind of evolved. Like Xbox just became like, we moved to, like, and just realized where the great games are coming from. And it's just, it's, I'm really, thank you again for coming into the chat, Jose. But, definitely go check out PGR Radio. Man, the PGR got them racing. That's another game that Xbox missed out on. But, man, I listened to them all the time, and I used to travel so much, and I used to always have their show on. So shout out to them and their podcast. But they're like the OGs, man. Back when podcasts were really the reason why they were podcasts. But anyway, I was just saying, but shout out to them, and shout out to the Grinds. Somebody said, Chris Righteous, what's up, man? He says that breaking news, Lost Soul Aside gameplay just released on IGN. Holy crumbuns. Let's go see it. It wasn't part of the thing, but you know what? Chris Righteous brought it up. So let's see. Lost Soul Aside. That's their new game. Let's see. Lost Soul Aside. We'll get initial reactions here. Here we go. Oh, here it is. Wait. 26 minutes ago. 17 minutes of gameplay. Really? IGN's doing their job, finally. Jesus Christ. I thought IGN was, like, gone down the way to shitta. At least IGN's doing their goddamn job now. My God.
Hey, well, they just can't keep they can't seem to keep women on their team, man.
That's another fucking story. Holy
that's
shit.
That's a whole nother conversation. IGN can't keep seeing any women with them. Every time they get a woman on their team, man, somehow some Me Too movement comes and they leave. I'm just joking. That's probably not what happened, but I'm just saying IGN, they just keep losing women after women after women, and it'd be nice to see IGN being a little bit more diverse, because they really haven't changed. Them and GameSpot, I would say they really haven't changed and diversified themselves. That's why I'd rather stick to small YouTubers. At least there's some diversity. Oh wait, what game is this?
This is Lost Soul Aside. See, this is the panty dropper. See, thanks, Chris. We got it. We got Frog. We got him on the panty dropper.
Whoa!
They just showed this. This is 17 Man's Lost Soul Aside. So this is the game. So wait, when's this coming out, Grinders? Is this thing? When's this coming? Yo, look at this! Holy shit! Woo! This is coming out later this year. Or this next year. Yo, let's see if they have sounds on this thing. I don't want to talk. I want to commentate on this thing. Let me see how loud this shit is. What the hell? What's my thing? Hit that like button, everybody. Hit that subscribe button if you're new here. Grinders, we're rocking. Holy shit. Wait, I don't want it too loud. There we go. Jesus. Jesus. Raven Flow said he's full commando right now. Holy shit. Yo.
This looks really
fucking wild. This is the kind of crazy Japanese shit. I love this shit. This is crazy.
Oh, yeah.
They know how to do combat, man. Whatever he says whoop your ass. That's what he said. Ravenflow says it's like Devil May Cry on cocaine. Holy shit, that's right.
I was thinking it when he was fighting. I was thinking Devil May Cry. Yeah, this is Devil May Cry. This game looks really freaking good. Wow.
Yo, just you have these two guys here just shooting crazy ass shit at each other, man. That's crazy.
Man, I just like the way it looks. It's an eye piece. I can tell you that. It may not be the greatest game in the world, but it looks really.
So is this
good.
coming out later this year from China? Sergeant says. What's up, Sergeant?
You know what? China has gotten into the game, man. There's been a couple
This is not
games
Japanese. It's Chinese. Is that the Chinese development?
There've been a couple of games. There've been a couple of games the Chinese have been working on. They look really good. Like, what's that one with the Monkey King?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I want that so bad. I don't care where that comes, I'll play it. Or I should say, let me phrase that. I don't care which console comes on. I'm ready for it.
Uh-oh. Do I have to hit the pause siren? I'm watching the game, but I didn't even know what the hell Frog just said.
Yeah.
He said something about long and hard. Holy shit. What the hell are we talking about right here?
Yeah,
God damn it, Frog. Pause. Damn, he's whooping the shit out. Dude, he's beating the shit out of him. He got damn it. He got this freaking big ass fist in his ass. Oh shit, pause. All that for a drop of blood. Holy shit, it is. Damn. What? Yo, this is like on ludicrous speed.
Somebody said yes, sir. Part of the project or PlayStation Chinese Hero Project. I tell you, man, this is eye candy.
Pause.
If anything else, this is really eye candy. And you know what? It'd be nice to see somebody else jump in the market and say, hey, we're going to start creating games too. You know, I would like to see games from India, China, and Taiwan. There's different elements and aspects of different games. I think that's what we need. You know, we need more markets to get into.
Oh, Nasari said that it's running on the PS5. They said that this is running on the PS5 here. So is this game? When is this game planned to come out? Did it have a release date here? Yo, what? Game Night says that this game is made by one person, and then it got bigger, so he brought in more people to help. Really?
I mean, you know, there's some people out there, man. They're prodigals. They're just, like Cliffy B used to be one of those guys, but I don't know.
This is like, whew. Man,
Cliffy
that comment, like,
Cliffy got a little bit too big.
And this is the thing, Frog, that I have to say, like, it's all about pacing too. You have that crazy ass battle, and then you have some platforming, then you have some crazy
you go back
ass
to
shit.
exploration.
Like, yo, he just went on a fucking surfboard.
Wow.
What the hell?
Interesting.
What? He just turned into Back to the Future. Don't need money. Don't need fame. Don't need no credit card to ride this train. Dude, this is crazy.
Oh, wow.
One guy made this stuff. Action-packed movie. Arnold approves.
My dogs. If you hear something growling in the background, my
Whatever your name is, get ready for the big surprise.
Fighting, but they just seem my little dog seem to want to fight right now. Actually, it's my little dog. My big dog is fighting.
Get your mother, please.
It's getting late. I got a parade to go to. And I've yet to see a sign of the supposed Turbo Man doll.
It's turbo time. It's turbo time.
It's turbo time, man. He has like this serpent with him. Oh shit, what's going on now? Damn. Uh-oh, here we go. Combat time. Holy crap, he just froze those guys. So anyway, I didn't see anybody in the chat. When is this coming out? No official release date yet, but they're probably going to talk about this on Thursday's China event. Ooh. Oh shit, he's just fighting somebody else. Yo, everybody got these great friggin' swords.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. All these swords is flying around. Oh.
Yeah, this is like something where you just put on some crazy ass like rock music and just beat the shit out of people.
Yeah.
Fucking like this is the kind of shit that you don't even know what you're pressing, but just a crazy shit's happening on the screen.
Crazy, yeah.
You're just like, whoo. Like old school Devil May Cry games. Like this is kind of like, yo, that's crazy. What?
I know we're getting ready to get out of here soon.
Yeah, man.
But there's something I want to touch on real quick.
Sure. I'm gonna put the sound down on this, but yes.
It's kind of not been. I won't say it's a huge problem. It's kind of a problem to me. I think when developers are developing games, right, and they know that they may do a PS5 or an Xbox Series version of it. I think that when you own the game, I think that you should not have to buy. Like for instance, Devil May Cry or the Yakuza, or there's a couple other games that are like that. Like, oh, you own this Call of Duty, for example. If you didn't buy the most expensive version, you didn't get the PS5 version. I think that they can't. I think they can't continue to do this, and I think that what will eventually happen is you're either going to buy either the PS4 or the PS5 version. I don't think they're going to continue to do this after a year. So maybe my point is moved in saying that I just don't like the fact that I own Devil May Cry. I got it day one.
Oh yeah, the shit that they're pulling. Yeah, it is.
He came out with another one for the PS5, but I won't buy it until it's like, realistically, I'm gonna be honest with you, until it's like less than $20, because I don't want to. It's kind of like what they did with what's the game that came to PlayStation Plus last month or a month before? Control. When they were like, oh, you got to buy this version of Control, it's a whole new version. I was like, that's trash. And I think Sony looked and was like, oh, shit, maybe we can put this in. I think that when you make a game and it's on the previous gen and you already own that, I don't think it's, and maybe, who am I to say this, but maybe I don't think it's that much to say if you already purchased this game, you get this copy for free. You're supporting the game, not just once but twice.
Some are doing it and some aren't.
Because when you're saying like, oh yeah, well, you got to go out there and re-support and re-buy it again. Like, I don't think Control was a game you do that with. It wasn't a game that was turning heads and like, oh my gosh, I got to go buy this again. Yeah. I think if you did, and it goes back to the whole saying like, will Sony ever get, like, for instance, prime example, and this, I think this is because of Bethesda and EA. I don't know if Sony will ever get a Fallout 4 patch boost, whatever they come from Bethesda. I don't think they will, right? So if it comes, great. But if it doesn't, does it matter? No, I don't think it matters, because I think that, that going forward, you'll have enough developers. But I don't like that you have some developers, i.e. THQ Nordic, that are releasing games once again, and they're like, "Hey, Biomutant's coming out, but we don't have a PS5 and a Series X version." But
yeah, so then you're going to have to wait for those updates when that comes out.
We have a Pro version of it, and we have an X version, and a regular Xbox X version. It'll take advantage of your PS5 will take advantage of that Pro version. I'm like, come on, guys! Like, you knew this, you know the system's out. Your game's been developed for 5 years. Why didn't you make a PS5 version? Why why didn't you, like, obviously this game has been developed for you. You could have, and I know it does take time because we've talked to developers and on different podcasts, and they said, hey, when you develop, it's not just develop in one school and port and then make everything better. It actually it's a different development process.
Yeah.
Like when they make a PC version of, you remember we talked to the developer of what was that? What's the guys at Undead Labs, and they said, hey, Undead Labs. They said, when we make this game for the PC and we make this game for the Xbox, they're two different versions. They're not the same version. And so I understand it does take, but I honestly just looking to say, man, I don't feel comfortable when I own a game. They're like, hey, we're doing a PS5 patch. And then they're like, but you got to rebuy it. I mean,
I know. But Frog, the thing is that they're all going to do different things. Like even Wreckfest, they're adding a $10 upgrade to their thing, but they're adding more multiplayer cars, and they're also adding some more deformation stuff.
Look at Genshin Impact as a PS5.
Yeah, that comes out this week too. Right? Genshin Impact,
and that's
right?
coming out. Yeah, and they come out with the PS4 version. You don't have to.
This thing's
PS5
crazy,
version, you don't
man.
have to pay for it. And I'm like, that game is done so well and such a big. A lot of people call it Wind Waker clone, which it kind of is. But I'm like, damn, for a free-to-play game, it's such a well-made game. And I've seen developers out there that they struggle to even make something that just can work, And I think,
Yo, T-Rock.
I think the days of the developers who you can look at and say, hey, you have proven yourself, you can say, okay, I can kind of trust you. But then developers, like CD Projekt Red, they only made, to me, in my eyes, one game that I remember.
Holy crap, Frog, this guy.
Wow.
Jesus. You know what's crazy? I'm going to say, I know
I'm watching this shit. I'm watching him fight this ship right now. This is crazy.
Oh, fighting the ship. No, he's fighting this friggin' huge demon boss now.
No. It's a demon boss. I thought it was a ship. Wow. It's a
ship? No, he's fighting some big-ass demon guy now.
Like
it's
a
crazy.
demon. Yeah, I see it now. But like I'm saying, I just think that's a bad
No,
thing.
it is messed up. And every developer's going to do what they do.
Don't come out and say, oh, we got a PS5 version, and if you owned it on PS4, you got to buy it again. Nah.
Some are doing the right way, some are doing the shit way, but again, vote with your wallet, and I remember
totally
too,
agree.
The thing too is that if they're asking for a cost to pay to upgrade your game, I'm going to wait to see what that looks like before I think if it's worthwhile.
Yes.
And I did the same thing with Spider-Man. When they were talking about Spider-Man Remastered, I'm like, but then when they showed Spider-Man Remastered, I'm like, oh, shit, oh, wow, that looks really good.
Well, they kind of made it, they kind of enticed you to really buy it because they were like, shit, for $69, you get this new game and this one. So you're realistically only paying $20 for it. I was like, damn, that's not a bad. When you think that's not bad,
it's not.
I wasn't gonna get Spider-Man Remastered, but because my PlayStation came with it, I just said, okay, well, I'll try it out, and I didn't know it was gonna give me all the trophies again,
Yeah, right. And then get all the like. But yeah, so this game is freaking crazy. Now, this said that this is for PS4, PC, and PlayStation 5. So again, this is
going to run on a PS4. Shit.
I don't know, but all I'm saying is like watching all this stuff. Like I know that there's not.
It's going to run in like freaking 25 frames or
dude, it's running.
This is going to be crazy.
This looks freaking insane. But shout out to Chris Regis, man, for giving us the hot scoop of more gameplay. But again, it's R&R and Lost Soul aside, RRL. But man, just to say like, and this is the thing, as we kind of wrap this up. But this is the thing. We're looking here at Sony was quiet again. Microsoft was promoting the little kind of pecs, old pecking.
Yeah, little pecs.
They're pecking is frame per second boost. Here's some pecs. Now I'm gonna say Outright is going to Game Pass, MLB. Those are big pecs. I'll give you that a double peck, 2 pecs. Those some moves, but like Sony comes in. Returnal, they talk about now they're partnering to make that other studio. They're talking about working with their Japanese studio. They're talking about working. They did the Jade Raymond partnership. They talked about doing that other partnership, making another PlayStation exclusive. Jim Ryan comes down there with Gordon Ramsay. He pulls out his beef Wellington recipe and his lobster risotto and says, we're going to make more exclusive games. We're going to have more exclusive content and games for PlayStation 5 than ever before. You know, making some big, bold statements there when he's telling everybody about his new plans to open up Hell's Kitchen. And then they come in, they go, hey, guys, here you go. Here's Returnal previews. Now it sounds like, oh, shit, Returnal. Oh, my God. And then on top of that, hey, we're going to do a state of play on Thursday, which I might do a live stream, live reactions. And we're going to have a state of play talking about Ratchet & Clank, introducing that new character, Rivet, and going into in-depth on Ratchet & Clank, piggybacking right before the release of Returnal. Like, it is just back-to-back. Enough from me.
I can't wait.
We're going to have the games do our talking.
And he's making the games do the talking. And now they just have this Lost Soul side. This thing comes out on IGN. Sony is starting to flex with games, and games that have impact on next generation. Games that are showing the capabilities.
Their first year, they're kind of like iffy. Going into the second year, they get really hard into the exclusives, and I think that's what's going to happen. And I think that by the time Microsoft gets the big games out, I think
that's what I said. That's why I'm so I'm like, they seem that they have all the time in the world to trickle out news and just to kind of talk about little features. They had to come out banging. There was do or die, and instead, it's more of just like sit around and wait. And like, people are hoping that they show something at E3. It's just like, how can you just sit here and hope and then see what the hell these games are going to be? But Sony has come back, and I think Jez Corden said it. He goes, all this like whatever semi-negativity or artificial negativity that everybody was having, Sony, all they do is show some games, and it's erased. Nobody's called for Jim Ryan's head or his beef Wellington recipes. Gordon Ramsay, son of a bitch. Nobody's asking for Jim Ryan's head now. They're like, holy shit, bring me those games. And that's the thing. It doesn't matter about the executives. That's why when people, melt over Phil, it's like, it's not about Phil. It's not about Phil. Phil. It's not about him. Nope. It's not about Greenberg. Those guys may do stuff nice for you on Twitter, but don't get that confused with the content that they're providing. They might be your friends, but then go kick you in the nuts in the back. The thing is that that is not the reason to own the console.
Stall where they got a glory hole.
Oh shit! Pause. Shit!
I don't personally know about the rooftop parties, but I heard about Phil's rooftop parties. It gets jiggy.
Oh shit!
A glory hole on the second floor.
Oh no!
Parties. He's like, go up to the second floor bathroom. I got something special to give you before you leave.
Oh shit!
And
the epic Phil Ness.
And there's a glory hole. You think it's some more Xbox games? Nope. It's bend over and take it.
Oh no! Holy shit! Frog pulled out the Phil Spencer glory hole.
I always tell the people who've been to those parties because they talk about those parties like they're great, but for some reason they leave out the Phil. They leave out the Phil Ness of going to the second floor bathroom. Ask them about that second floor bathroom. What's in there?
He got draw.
They won't tell you. It's like the Illuminati. They're not going to tell you.
Time.
They're going to keep it to themselves. They're like, how does he know about the second floor bathroom with the glory holes in it?
This is really cool. You heard me right. Con men, thieves, degenerates, lowlifes, thugs, criminals.
I'm not a pervert.
I may have said too much.
I'm not a pervert.
You heard me right. Con men, thieves, degenerates, lowlifes, thugs, criminals.
I'm not a pervert. I'm not a pervert.
This is not worth it.
Yo.
Hi, buddy.
Rooftop parties.
Buddy. Yo. And now on those notes, hit that like button. Holy shit. Arnold and Frogs went off. Holy shit. But hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button if you're new here. Holy shit. I gotta hit that again.
I'm not a pervert.
Oh my god, what a show. We had over 80 people watching.
You've heard it here first. If you go to one of those Xbox parties,
where the hell's that siren?
Floor.
That naughty siren. But anyway, holy shit. Hey, thank you, everybody. Grinders, hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much for coming out today. We had over 80 people watching. Share it out. Grinds My Gear Style, the Gaming Grindhouse. Thank you, Frogs. J-Dubs, we're coming for you. You're going to come on next week. And shout out.
Lorraine Flo said, tap that ass.
Tap that ass. Oh, man. Holy shit. But anyway, thank you again, Grinders. Hit that like button. Share it out. Another classic gaming Grindhouse in the books. Thank you, Frog. Oh, but anyway, holy shit. I guess no, I can't hit any more buttons.
You know, just gotta love it. Xbox glory hole game.
No!
On the second floor.
But again, he just took it and went there. The thing is that you buy for the content that you get in there, everybody. And those games are rocking.
You know what content you're getting when you go.
Oh shit! There he goes. Cut him off. Cut him off. Hey guys. All right. Anyway, this is Grinds My Gears, Frog's Dope Gaming. Thank you very much, everybody, and stay tuned.
Somebody said you go to the second floor. They tell you look through the whole to see Forza 5 gameplay, and it's not what you think it is.
Oh my God! Please. I don't even know. This is chaotic. All right, Grinders, we are done. Thank you again. Gaming Grindhouse closed. Raw and uncut. We are out. Thank you again. Holy crap. Wait a second. Okay, I'm just hitting buttons here. Holy shit, it's going wild. Oh my God, I don't know what to hit.